In his first 5 seasons as head coach of the Los Angeles Rams, Sean McVay brought excitement and a change to the Southland with his high-powered offense.
Back shoulder. Cooper Kupp's got it. Cooper Kupp brings it in. Touchdown, L.A.
A fearsome Rams defense led by Aaron Donald would haunt the NFL.
He's wrapped up and sacked at the 1 by Aaron Donald.
And together, it would lead to a Lombardi Trophy for L.A.
A Lombardi Trophy for Los Angeles.
But then, Coach's 6th season would be an injury-plagued nightmare. After a 5-12 finish, McVay's first losing season was thought to possibly be his last with the Rams, as predictions of a team rebuild loomed. Today, the road back to the Super Bowl begins.
Hi, this is Coach Sean McVay. It's time for Rams training camp.
Head coach Sean McVay is back.
Matthew Stafford is back.
Cooper Kupp is back.
And Aaron Donald is back.
And we are back with Rams football on 710 ESPN.
Hi, this is Matthew Stafford of your Los Angeles Rams. It's time for Rams training camp.
It's the Training Camp Saturday Special with Steve Mason and Kirk Morrison, live from Rams training camp.
On your home of Rams football.
Here we go. Are we ready to get it rolling for a Saturday? From Crawford Field at UC Irvine, here is Steve Mason and Kirk Morrison.
What is up, people, and welcome to Rams training camp at UC Irvine. We have got a full crew here for the next couple of hours. First of all, Kirk Morrison is here. Kirk, great to see you. What's up, man?
You know what? You're bringing me back. A little nostalgia going on here.
Yeah?
People don't remember. We started this. Steve Mason, Kirk Morrison,
That's
also.
right.
Steve Mason was the original. The original. We talk about the original when the Rams returned to Los Angeles.
Yes.
Steve Mason was the original pregame show
right.
host.
2 weeks.
Yeah.
For 2 weeks.
Hey, but I'm just letting everybody know a little history when it comes to Steve Mason.
It was
Kirk
a
Morrison,
glorious 2 weeks.
It was a glorious 2 weeks,
Yeah.
but I am so glad to be here with you, Mason.
I haven't seen you since the All-Star softball game. You, I believe you went 0 for 3?
No, I got on base. I just 0 for 3 in home runs. You mean? I
Yeah,
didn't hit
0
a
for
home
3
run.
in home runs.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
you got to slide the goalposts.
Exactly.
Hits, yes, I had hits. I just didn't get them over the fence.
The great Pepe Mantilla is here today. Pepe, what's going on? How you doing? Hang on 1 second. We'll hit a button there, and there you are. There you are.
Stuff.
Okay.
There we go.
So Pepe's going to give us a complete breakdown of the Rams' defensive line in about 10 minutes, and I'm looking forward to that because I want to hear the nuance of what's going on. You know what I'm saying, Pepe?
Don't start, please.
Don't start.
Come on, man. It's just, let me say hi.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. Yeah, hi. Hi. Lindsay Baseball's here. Lindsay, what's up?
It's
Hi,
an
Mace.
honor to be here.
I'm surprised you let me produce your show, Mace.
What? Come on.
Just saying.
You know, you've produced other shows with me. There was
I know,
one
but it's still a
trade.
great bit.
Yeah, it's a good bit.
It's a good bit.
And,
Thanks for letting me join you today, Mace.
And by the way, Morales is here.
Do you think that you can get away with introducing me last? Is that really what we're doing?
Save the best for last.
I like that.
Yeah,
and because
save the best
you
for
know
last.
I'm going to annoy you today.
Of course you are.
The last time you and I, by ourselves, without John Ireland, well, that's not, Ireland was there. The last time we had a lot of time at a remote before the show, like today, we know what happened.
No.
2 years ago, the martinis.
Yeah, there are no martinis at Rams training camp today. None.
But it's good to have you. I mean, it is hard to get through the crowd with you, Mace.
Yeah, I know. It's tough.
Unlike Cappy, where we can just walk through.
Right.
With you, everybody's like, Mace.
I know. I got to do the Who's House Rams House.
I saw that with the great Sam Lagana.
Killed that. Is that going out on social? I want to see that out on social, P-Bell.
It's one of Chris Morales' favorite drills right here coming at us. There you go.
Oh, easy now. Come on now, Kirk.
We already started right now.
Oh, I love it.
Quarterback
No,
Morrison doing a
that's
bit?
a drill?
That's a quarterback drill. Yeah,
That's a quarterback
It's
drill.
a warm-up drill.
That's a
I can do
warm-up
that.
drill?
Double-fisted. There we go.
Oh, yeah.
By the way, we think Matthew Stafford is going to join us.
Not think. That's confirmed. In
Oh,
the
that's
6 o'clock
confirmed.
hour.
Well,
There we go.
You never know. I always like to say think or suppose or might because you never know. I've been
But
involved
when you have
in a lot.
producer Lindsay and me
when
here
you've been
producing.
around in radio as long as I have, you know that sometimes things get a little fouled up, and I don't want to overpromise.
By the way, you can listen to things get fouled up with Mace 1 to 4 p.m.
Yes.
each weekday with John Ireland.
Yes, exactly right. So, Kirk, training camp. When you come down to a training camp,
Yeah.
haven't been here. What is it? Is it nostalgia? Do you feel like, oh, I miss this? What?
It depends. Because you do go back to your playing career. My playing career played 8 years, had 8 different training camps.
Yep.
You always felt the same. There's the beginning where it first starts. It's like the excitement. I can't wait to be here. And then you get a couple days in, and then that excitement starts to wear off a little bit.
Right.
And then you get about a week in, which is probably where we're about 10 days in, where we're at currently right now.
Yep.
And you just hate everybody.
Oh, is that right?
Oh yeah. Like you don't like
hate everybody.
Hate everybody.
Yeah.
But it was different then.
Yeah,
Right?
it was.
Oh, how different is it?
It was. Well, obviously there was still 2-a-days back when I played, which it was not too long ago. But still, you had the 2-a-day practices.
No days off.
No days off. Now they get they don't. There's no more 2-a-days. There's a lot of walkthrough practices.
Right.
Every 4th day, it's a guaranteed day off the next day. So it's a little bit more, I would say, easier than before.
Yeah.
But I think back to just my training camp experiences, guys. Playing with the Raiders, who I was drafted by, we had training camp at the Napa Valley Marriott.
Oh, that
nice.
actually sounds very fancy.
But there was no fans.
Oh.
So it was just us. So like, you make a great play, and it's like just your teammates.
But you went to Napa Valley?
But you were in Napa Valley.
Oh, that sounds bad.
Great. But here in Irvine, you've got about, about 5,000-6,000 people here. It's a nice little number.
It is a good.
And it
gig,
gives you enthusiasm, gives you a little bit to be excited about. And then I went to Jacksonville, similar. Jacksonville, people down there with the Jaguars, big crowd, and you had practice at the stadium. Their facilities attached to the stadium, so you had that. And in my last part of my career with the Buffalo Bills for 2 years, I went to St. John's Fisher University in Rochester, New York. So I went away, had to go stay in a college dorm.
Right.
There were no co-eds there, by the way.
Okay.
Morales.
Yeah.
So the thing about it, it was still, the college experience, but yet we're doing football. You're away. You're trying to be comfortable. Mace, I'm on basically a bed with no spring pretty much because you're away from home.
Right.
So it's different. It's a lot different here. These guys got it made in shade. They're over at the Vea over in Newport Beach.
Is that where they are?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, of course they're going to be in a nice hotel.
That is
nice.
Fancy.
So they get bussed over here. They're out practice, and they go back to the plush Vea.
Oh, well, that's
over there in Newport Beach.
I'm glad things have improved. I'm glad things have gotten better.
Yeah, they're not staying in the dorms like they used to when they first got to Los Angeles. You win a Super Bowl or you go to a couple of Super Bowls, things have changed. So that's some of the things that I see when I look at how far just training camps have moved since I first played.
But in general, in the NFL, this has changed because they're making a lot of money by doing this.
Correct.
Because it's free, but they sell things here, and that's money.
Yeah. Look, for all these people on a Saturday, in the first Saturday of August in Southern California, this is a lot of people. I'm to be honest with you. Obviously, it could be more. We know that there's a big Taylor Swift concert that's going on.
That is correct.
So it could be more people who...
You think, wait a minute, you think there's a huge overlap? You think people opted for Taylor Swift instead of Rams training camp? I'm not sure that there's a big overlap.
I don't know, Mason. Look at the audience.
I may be
very
the one
mixed
overlap.
Here.
Yeah, it's true.
You see a lot of kids.
I'm going to be there on Monday night.
Well, I'll look at it differently because, I love to watch the nightly news.
Yeah.
And so I saw the... a lot of times they call it Radio Row. There was Dad Row yesterday at Inglewood. Okay, for all the dads who have to wait to go pick up their daughters and all the groups. So it was a lot of dads who may not be able, I want to go to Rams training camp, but you know what? I got to drop my daughter off at SoFi Stadium. So there could also be...
What's your favorite Taylor Swift song? I actually saw the Dodgers do this.
Yes.
Nobody really...
Everybody's like, it doesn't just roll off.
The Dodgers are walking by, they're asking favorite Taylor, and they're like,
While you think about that, can I ask you a programming question?
Yeah, please.
So Kiss FM, our friends over there, have changed
I love Kiss FM.
to Swift FM.
I like
I'm thinking on Monday, just to annoy all the people that are annoyed with us talking about Taylor Swift, we call it Swift 710.
Swift 710.
There you go.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
I like it.
Swift 710.
Yeah.
How do you think Ireland will feel about that?
He'll go along with most anything, as long as you twist his arm a lot. Ramona is at... I think Ramona saw it last night.
Right, yeah.
And Emily's seeing it tonight, and I'm going on Monday. So, but I mean...
What's your favorite Taylor Swift song?
My favorite Taylor Swift song is Blank Space.
Okay.
You know that one? I got a blank space, and it's got your name.
Anti-Hero is mine.
Oh.
Anti-Hero, there you go.
Only because I've heard so many different versions.
Yeah.
Because there's the Taylor Swift version, and when the kids are in the car, we can only listen to the Kids Bop version.
Oh.
So I feel like I've heard two versions. So when my kids actually hear the actual Taylor Swift version, it's like, who is that? And I'm like, this is the real version.
Yes.
You guys are listening to the Kids Bop version.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, no, I don't know how much overlap, but it is a gigantic deal. I went to LATimes.com, and if you go to the website, it says, like, there are tabs, like news, sports, politics, Taylor Swift. It's like she has her own tab.
It's a huge thing.
Yeah,
well, that's the place to be, right? The concert, if you like it, or even if you don't like it, I mean, you just go because you want to be there.
Right.
Yeah.
That's about it.
And I'll tell you, I think that, and we're seeing that here, if you want to really feel like you're part of something,
right?
Sense of belong. Like you got a ton of fans here who are like the most diehard of diehard Rams fans, and there's something here. There's like this sense of like we're in this together.
Yeah,
we're part of this family that roots for that. Like that's what I think training camp is about when you talk about the people who come out.
Yeah, I'm trying to tie this always to football.
Yeah,
if the Rams don't come here 7 years ago.
Yep.
Or 8 years ago, I should say now. Is it year number 8? Wow. That was my fast.
2016 was year number 1.
Mace, where do they have the Taylor Swift concert at? Because the Rams don't come here.
Good point.
They don't have SoFi Stadium.
Yeah, if you don't dump $6 billion into a stadium, where the hell does she play?
I mean, obviously the Rose Bowl can only have so many concerts.
Yes.
But we're talking about somewhere where you can have this many people for, 6 nights? I don't know how many shows she's doing. 6 shows?
Nights, yeah.
The Rams are kind of the beneficiary. Obviously, Stan Kroenke and his building is going to benefit. This only benefits the Rams, as always, because now SoFi is not just a destination for Rams football. I could throw Chargers football in there as well. But it also hosted a national championship between Georgia TCU.
Arsenal and FC Barcelona just played there last week.
Yep.
Yeah,
all because Stan Kroenke and the vision of the National Football League bringing the Rams here and now has gifted us one of the greatest venues in all of sports.
Where they belong.
Yeah.
They should have stayed here.
Correct.
All the time, okay? Since they went to San Luis, they should have stayed here. I don't know why.
Yeah, they should have stayed here. I agree.
Really?
Yeah. But
it happens.
It happens, and it all came back around.
Correct.
And now we got them again, and now they're digging into the how dug in do you think the Rams are right now in terms of digging into this market, digging into Los Angeles, really settling themselves?
You win a Super Bowl in a market. I mean, that's forever in that market.
Right.
Do I think it happened too early? Possibly.
Yeah.
Possibly happened too early.
What do you mean by happened too early?
Because I felt like when they first got to the Super Bowl, and that was Super Bowl 53, it happened, and it was like we didn't know what to do. I remember us, even as a station, we were trying to figure out, how do we cover this?
Yeah.
We've never covered it. Now, if it's the NBA Finals, it's a little bit different. We know how to cover the Lakers. We're used to that.
Yeah.
How do we cover the Dodgers? We're used to that. When it was the Rams, I think the whole city was trying, how do we cover a Super Bowl?
Yeah, it's true.
You know what I mean? And then we got lucky, I felt, that we were covering a Super Bowl in Los Angeles. It just so happened to be the Rams, so we got lucky because we were able to cover it because we're here.
Yeah.
And then, obviously, I think if it happens in the years to come, where it was like 6 or 7, 8 years of almost getting there and not getting there, and finally it happened, you would appreciate it a lot more. Don't get me wrong. I appreciate the Super Bowl. It was an amazing experience.
Yep.
You were there. We're all there. It was something that you will never forget. But I think it's because
it was honestly one of the highlights of my life.
It was unbelievable.
Being in that stadium and watching them come back and beat the band. It was a highlight of my life. I was just blown away.
I think the only thing that takes me away from it was that you have so much success with the other teams.
Yeah.
The Lakers had just won a championship recently.
Dodgers
had won a championship.
Yeah.
There wasn't this, and sorry, Lindsay, I didn't mean to bring this up. There wasn't that Cleveland sense
Cleveland
of like,
alert.
you don't have a ton of success. It's like, we
look at
need
Lynn.
something.
She is in a bad mood right off the
I'm
bat.
sorry.
Kirk, did you sketch this out as a monologue?
Yeah, really.
Is this like a sneak attack on Lynn's?
No, I just want people to realize how tough it is and realize what you've accomplished.
Yeah.
Because here is expected.
Yes.
Yeah.
And this is the land of champions.
Correct.
Right.
Okay, you mentioned the Dodgers, the Lakers.
Yep.
Okay. And now the Rams. Everybody wants the Rams to be the champions again.
But I don't know why you took these. I don't know why she caught all of your shrapnel there in that conversation.
No, I was just thinking of fan bases and teams.
You threw an entire city under the bus.
I think the Bills are way worse off than the Browns.
There you go.
I mean, I can't remember the last time the Browns were in a Super Bowl.
They were never in a Super Bowl.
There.
They were never in a Super Bowl.
It wasn't an NFL champ. They were in NFL championships. It was something different.
All right, coming up next, it's Legends Day here at Rams Camp, presented by Edwards Life Sciences, and we are expected to be joined by great Rams offensive lineman Duval Love. In the meantime, let everybody know we're here from 4 until 7 o'clock tonight. Complete coverage of Rams training camp. Pepe's here, Kirk Morrison is here, Lindsey Baseball is here, Morales is here. We're coming right back on 710 ESPN. All right, and we are back live at Rams training camp at UC Irvine, and it is Legends Day here.
Yeah.
And we are joined by the great Duval Love. Duval, great seeing you, man. How are you?
Nice to see you again.
Yeah, we met somewhere back along the
Somewhere
line, right?
back in the day.
Now, you grew up in L.A., right?
I grew up in Fountain Valley, California.
Yep.
I went to Fountain Valley High School, and obviously I went to the UCLA.
Yes, you've added the definite article to UCLA.
Well, you went to the UCLA. Was that the Pac-8 back then? Like, because we got to go through
the Pac-4.
We got the Pac-8. It was Pac-12, Pac-10. Now they Big Ten. I mean, that's how we're just going to jump right in this thing, Duval.
Well,
which UCLA Pac were you in?
Pac-10.
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 Yeah.
There you go. So Pac-10.
It's a little weak right now.
Yeah.
I don't know what to say. Just a little.
So as a UCLA alum, you look at this. Are you happy with the move to the Big Ten?
Well, I guess so. If we want to get more money, so I think a lot of things evolve around money. They got to do what's best for the program.
So now, being here as a legend, you get a chance to come and see where this organization has went. think about your time when you were with the organization, when they were here the first time as the Los Angeles Rams. What were your biggest takeaways? What do you remember most?
Well, they got a lot better facilities. It's a lot nicer, a little more people. When I had practice out here, we didn't have stands. Right. Everybody just stood around, maybe got 500 or 1,000 people. Now it's big time, and it's really nice. And the organization does a really good thing bringing the older players back, and they're treating us really well, and I appreciate that.
So Kirk was talking about how back when he was a player, things were a lot tougher at training camp. What do you think of training camp and the way it's sort of evolved over the years?
Well, first of all, being a former player, I believe that I could have played a couple more years. I see how they got the country club out here.
Yeah.
Back in the day, John Robinson had us going.
JR.
Yeah, he had us hitting full speed every play.
Yeah.
There weren't no messing around because John wanted tough people. If you sat there and whine and complain, he'd get rid of you.
Yeah, yeah. And some of these guys, I remember talking to Bruce Smith years ago. And Bruce was playing in Washington for Marty Schottenheimer. Does that sound right?
Yeah, the Dream Team.
The Dream Team.
That was Dream Team.
And so Bruce told Marty, listen, I've got this number of plays in me. You can either have them during practice or you can have them during a game. That was the leverage tool he used. You felt you got worked too hard in training camp.
Well, I was still young then. When I was playing for the Rams, I was young, so I wanted to make the team. I wanted to make sure I established myself as a player. I got drafted in the 10th round, so I had a little chip on my shoulder. So, therefore, I had to go out there every day and prove myself until I got the starting position my third year. So, yeah, it's tough, It makes you tougher. You're out in the hot sun. These guys got it good. I wish I was playing right now.
Yeah.
Tell me about the Pro Bowl, though, because you played in an era where Duval, the Pro Bowl meant something.
Did it really?
It meant something.
There was a time?
It was NFC versus AFC, and it was like the battle. It was the clash. Who was the better conference? Now you look at the Pro Bowl. They've changed it around.
They're playing flag football.
It's now the Pro Bowl game.
They're playing dodgeball.
Your experience in the Pro Bowl.
Well, I made my first Pro Bowl, my only Pro Bowl, when I was playing for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Right.
And it was such an honor to get that award. And when Coach Cowher called my name out, it was like all that hard work paid off. And so when I went to the Pro Bowl, I was there with my center, Damani Dawson. Yeah. I was so nervous. I go, what do I wear? He goes, just wear your flip-flops and shorts. What do you think you're going to wear?
Because you're in Hawaii. You're in Aloha Stadium.
Yeah, I'm sitting up there with Dan Marino, John Elway, Emmitt Smith.
Wow.
I'm sitting there with my chest all out. I go, man, I'm big time now. But it was a great experience. I think all the guys that play, that's probably one of your goals. You like to achieve that because it's a beautiful honor. And every once in a while when I want to get my fix, I put my Pro Bowl watch on. Hopefully somebody will notice it and I can go, hey, I used to play.
There you go. So if I'm not mistaken, you started with the Rams in Los Angeles, and you were part of the move to St. Louis.
No, I was not.
You were not? Okay.
No, I was not. My last year was 1991.
Okay.
I went on Plan B to the Steelers for 3 years.
Got it.
Then my last 2 years I played in Arizona.
Okay.
With the great late Buddy Ryan.
Oh, Buddy Ryan.
Yeah.
What a character, huh?
Yeah, and I actually get to know him. He was a nice guy.
Yeah. What do you think of Sean McVay?
I think he's a nice guy. He's fiery. I don't know. He might wear me out a little bit, but he's fiery, though. I never met him, and obviously he does a great job. He's a Super Bowl coach, and I think he'll get the team back on track this year and represent us really well in this upcoming season.
What is your biggest memory from playing? What do you remember most? People always talk about the locker room. A lot of people talk about, the practice in those moments. What's the biggest thing that you remember from your career?
Well, obviously making the team.
Right.
I remember making my first start. Actually, I got off injured reserve. I was on kickoff return. So I thought it was a big deal, I was all spatted on my leg. I had all the white tape on. I thought it was all cool. My buddies are up in the stand. I'm giving them a fist like I made it. So they kick off the ball. We're playing the Minnesota Vikings.
Yeah.
And I had this guy, it was a linebacker, number 57. I forget his name. And I was supposed to block him. I was getting down. I had my knees bent. I was going to extend my arms. I extended into air. I didn't block him. He ran right by me.
And don't tell me he made the play. Did he make the play?
I don't know because I had my head down.
See?
I went to the sidelines. And Gil Haskell was so great. He goes, hey, Duval, you got to do this. You got to do that. I go, hey, it was moving so fast.
Yeah.
That was my first time in there. I just missed.
I only say that because if that was the play, if he made the play, the next day when we're watching it on film, that was the time I would always go to the bathroom.
Oh,
Because we're watching it in the film. And I'm
Right.
like, where's Kirk at? Oh, I'm in the bathroom because I already know that's the play.
There you go. That's the one.
That's the one.
So Duval, what are you doing here today with Edwards Life Sciences?
well, they brought us out for a screening process because I have some heart issues. I have a pacemaker and a defibrillator
Oh, wow.
in my chest. I just got it 2 weeks ago.
Did you really?
Yeah.
And you're up and around and
Yeah,
doing stuff?
yeah,
Wow.
yeah. So they asked me to come out, and they're doing a great job. The screening process, especially for the older guys over 50, you got to take care of yourself and make sure you get the proper help. You got to be one of those people who go, I'm not going to the doctor because that doesn't work.
Right.
You have some problems, you should go so you can get screened. And then the Rams organization doing a great job with Edwards. It doesn't cost anything. You just come out and you might as well take advantage of it.
Yeah, if I was 50, I'd go over there.
You almost caught me off guard on that one.
Hey, Duval, it's great meeting you, man. Thank you so much for coming over.
Hey, thanks
really
for having me.
appreciate you. Legends Day here at Rams Camp, brought to you by Edwards Life Sciences. We're coming right back. Lindsay Baseball, Kirk Morrison, Morales, Pepe Mantilla. We are live at Rams Training Camp in Irvine, 710 ESPN.
Vestido blanco me parece la mejor.
That was an old
Yeah.
Down in flames.
one. That was from like an old category, Mace.
Yeah, it
Even
was
we
an
make
old
mistakes on the imaging side.
Yeah.
That's on me, I think.
No, that is on you.
Meanwhile, it is the Training Camp Saturday special. Actually, the great Steve Mason is here.
Yes.
Pepe Mattia, Kirk Morrison.
Yeah.
And producer Lindsay Baseball. By the way, tonight,
Yeah.
the Michelob Ultra Watch Party is hitting Anaheim as we support the women's national team.
You're just going nonstop tonight.
Yeah, tonight, producer Lindsay and I are going to stop by Angelo's Hamburgers in the city of Anaheim, 515 South State College Boulevard. I think Pepe's going to drop by.
Oh, nice.
It starts at 6. We'll be there right after camp, around 7:45.
7:45. And then the game, I think, is at
2 a.m.
2 a.m.
So we're going to get you ready.
Yeah, right.
With Michelob
It's the-
Ultras all
it's the
around.
warm-up part.
Absolutely. Meanwhile, the great Duvall Love, the Rams legend, joined us earlier.
Yep.
And as he was leaving, you thought I didn't hear him say, as he looked at you, "Hey, Mace, great to see you. When are you going to retire?" And there was a hesitation, and Mace said, "About 10 years." And I thought, 10 years? I got to deal with him for 10 more years?
When are you going to retire?
You know why? Because he loves what he's doing.
Exactly.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, but I
love
wouldn't want to have
what
to
I'm
work
doing.
with John Ireland for 10 more years.
And I tell you one thing, Kirk loves what he's doing.
Absolutely.
And
Yes.
I have a question for you.
Sure.
Oh,
How important it is to play football? Because just the fact that kids in high school or junior high, whatever they play football, to me is discipline.
Correct. None of my kids play football, so
oh, really?
none of them.
Was that part of?
No.
Were you part of those decisions?
It's honestly, they don't gravitate to it.
Oh, okay.
It's not their thing.
Yeah. What they?
For me,
What are they doing?
Roblox.
Oh, what are they doing?
Roblox.
Okay.
Yeah. iPads.
iPads. Yeah. All right.
Got to get them out of the iPads. But you know what? Honestly, it's crazy because football for me taught me so many lessons, life lessons. Like you mentioned, leadership, camaraderie, the friendships that I made. I remember I didn't lose a Pop Warner football game from the age of 8 to like 10.
Really?
And the same guys, literally from 8 to 10, they still talk about it. Every time I say, "You remember we went 8-0 and we went 9?" I'm like, dude, we were 8, 9 years old. But like those memories that we were building then, they went on for a lifetime. And look at the people that I've met, the influences. It's just been one of those things where I've always said organized sports have put you in a situation where you're able to find confidence in yourself.
Right.
Push yourself to limits that I knew that I never would have dreamed of. But yet, I remember sometimes like doing, the workouts and the sprints. So like, I can't do another one. And here I am, did another one.
Right.
I can't do it. I got to do another one. And I kept doing it. And then next thing you know, you're like, wow, I pushed myself more than I possibly could. I think it's taken me into my later life because you felt that like there's always time for me to do something. I can accomplish anything. I can stay up late and get one coffee and I'm banging out a paper or I'm banging something out and trying to get ready or get prepared for the next day.
It is important because the reason I ask you is because my son wanted to play football when he went to high school. He went to Santa Margarita High School.
Yeah.
And I
Great
said,
Clay Thompson went there as well.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
And,
also Carson Palmer, but that's
My son was there when Carson Palmer was there.
Mm-hmm.
So he wasn't that good or anything. He was second or third string. But, I said, I don't want you to go because you're going to get hurt. I never saw him as happy as he was there. Two a day during the summer, he had to take the ice chest with everything, and he was happy every day.
He was still happy.
Every day,
Yeah.
every day. And he learned so much because of the discipline of telling them what you were saying exactly.
I mean, sounds like you didn't give him football genes. He got no football genes from you, Pepe.
I mean, there was also too pretty cool that on Fridays, you got a chance to wear your jersey.
That's a big deal. Big deal.
And I'm not going to lie to you. My sophomore year, when I put that varsity jersey on, couldn't tell me nothing. You strolled into class.
Yeah.
It wasn't like, walking, had to hurry up. You went into the echoes of the bell.
Right.
Yeah.
So everybody could see. And you walked in the front of that room, let everybody know, this dude right here is on varsity.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, so the Rams are practicing right now.
Correct.
And we will hear from both Kevin Demoff, COO of the Rams, and Matthew Stafford before we're done here at 7 o'clock. Lindsay's got something stupid, though. Lindsay? It's not a Mason show without some level of stupidity.
I was going to say, what do you rely on me to bring something
bring
stupid
the fun
to
and
the
frivolity.
show?
Stupid. Let's do it.
That doesn't sound very nice.
Bring the
It
fun,
doesn't.
bring the
Thank you,
noise.
Pepe. He's the only one who gets it around here.
Oh, no. Wait a minute. You think I don't get it? I
Mace
totally
gets
get
it.
Pepe
I got
had-
it before anybody got it.
Pepe has some
Well, I don't
empathy, though. Like, that's not very nice. So I was just camping in Cleveland Alert, and I had bought this game at, like, Walmart. It's
Right.
called Who Can Do It. Basically,
Was it
it's
a regular Walmart or a super Walmart?
It was a super Walmart.
Yeah, out there they got those super Walmarts.
They got everything.
It was huge. They had like a car center and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was big. So it's just a deck of cards with a bunch of random, like, dares, I guess.
Okay.
And
Okay.
some of the cards will say, like, the word judge on it. Like, someone has to judge whatever the action is.
Okay.
The judge is always the person to the right of you.
All
okay.
right. Got it.
So I picked some out that I feel like might, like, they're funny and they might translate to radio here.
Okay, good.
So who wants to go first?
I'll go first.
Okay. You got to do whatever's on the card.
Okay, here we go. Make up a dance move and name it. Oh, God.
Just call it the Mace.
Really? Make
Do you have to show us?
Wait, you got to come around front here so we can do the whole thing for social. This is going to be great.
This is it. Here we go. And I shall give the play-by-play.
Yeah,
Here we go.
here we
You're
go.
fine, Mace. Go ahead.
Steve Mason comes around with a nice, crisp ESPN Los Angeles collared black polo.
Oh,
he
Mace
wants
is
to
going
go to the
grass.
grass.
Yeah, he's got
Maybe
the aviator
we could get a
lenses.
little, like,
It makes sense that Mace is in the grass.
Music
He steps
back
off
there,
of our
Wilbur.
podium down to the ground.
What is that?
And it looks like something that you may see out of a fourth quarter football game.
That was very
Good job,
good.
And
Mace.
the team is up, and
Great
you're
job,
about 3
Mace.
or 4 beers down. It was sort of like a guy stumbling, but yet stumbling in place.
And you know what? And I call it the stumble.
I was going to say the
name of
stumble.
dance.
That's
It's
a
called
great
the
name
stumble.
for it.
Stumble.
That's
That
a great
looked like-
name.
He
That
was
looked like-
getting shocks.
That looked like the dance you did when it was the Steve Mason show for like 6 months. Remember that video? That Mario sang the song?
Yeah, that video.
Way back when.
Right, right.
It was a different version of Soulja Boy.
Correct. It was a
Right.
it was a
Right.
variation. I'm kind of riffing on.
Looks like the
Soulja
same
Boy.
video,
Yeah,
the same
it's
dance
Very
move.
similar.
Wait,
very
is
similar.
part of the dance where you have to, like, stick your tongue out a little bit? Is that part of it?
No, that's just because I'm a white guy.
Okay,
I
all right,
always have
Pepe,
the
you
overbite.
pick next here.
What you
Oh,
got,
boy.
Pepe?
Okay. Oh God, Pepe. Let's
Alrighty.
see.
Do an impression of yourself.
Oh,
Yes, yes.
That's a good one.
That's not easy.
yeah. It should be.
Do the not the same story bit.
Not the same story. I, Michael. Any of this?
Oh my God, Mason! How come you dance like that?
Yeah, that's very good.
What? You were getting shocks or something? What's wrong with you?
Okay. There's a good Pepe impression from Pepe.
Pepe by Pepe. All right, Kirk, you're next here.
Kirk
All right.
Morrison. Here we go.
Getting nervous here. Here we
Yeah.
go.
Could be anything.
It could be anything. Oh, okay. I could do that.
What is it?
Beatbox.
Beatbox.
Oh, that's a good one.
Thank God
really?
Mason
You
get
can
that one.
beatbox.
I know. Can you?
All right.
Well, let's find
Here
out.
we go.
I like it.
Oh,
That's good.
I got to say, you killed that.
You've
right,
done
thank
this
you.
You
before.
killed
Very
that.
good.
That was
Very good.
awesome.
You've
That was
done that.
awesome, Kirk.
I like the.
I know. Yeah.
Okay, Morales.
All right, Morales, it's your turn.
Okay, here we go, Morales.
Here we go. Let's see what
get
we got.
Morales to do something really
I
stupid.
feel like this is like pre-planned already.
No, it's not.
I feel like
Don't
it is.
stall.
I did
pull
have
that.
those dance
I always
moves.
feel there it is. Boom. It's
Name the. Oh, boy.
yeah.
Well,
Name the funniest slang term for you know what.
For sex.
For sex?
See, like I said, it had to be planned. It almost. And I know
I
it
really wasn't.
It
That
wasn't
is-
planned,
You
but
watched
it's
me
just
do this.
You know what?
the karma.
Producer
of-
Jorge
of-
always says it to me. Did you guys smash? And I find that
Did
hilarious.
you guys smash?
Yeah.
Okay.
Not him and I, but
No, but I get it. But
smash, I find it humorous.
I think smash is a very good way to say it.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But is it funny?
I've been there.
I think that's
How about
kind of
Lindsay?
funny.
I like making
Yeah,
whoopee.
Lindsay,
That's a
hold on.
funny one.
Making whoopee?
Yeah, they
that
used
was
to
very
say
funny
that
in
on what was it?
1968.
Yeah, like Family Feud or whatever.
Mace, you don't use that anymore?
It's funny.
Making whoopee?
It's funny.
No. I think that's pre my
Man,
parents.
I really hope I don't get one of these. Like,
Okay, Linz is
embarrassing
drawing a
ones.
card. Here we go.
Share your worst date story. Worst
Oh.
one wins. We all have to do it.
Oh,
Wait a minute. What do
Worst
you mean
date
we all have to-
story.
What it says. Worst
Oh.
one wins.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Worst date
I have
story.
a good one.
Well,
Okay.
go ahead.
It was a date that never happened, actually.
Yep.
So I was supposed to go see the movie It. Remember when they remade that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Probably 5-6 years ago, right? And this guy was a second date, and we were going to see it on like a Sunday night.
Okay.
And he texted me and he goes, I was like, so are we still on for the movie tonight? And he goes, Well, I just got back from a spiritual retreat, and I'm feeling really vulnerable right now, so I'm not sure that that's the best movie for me to see. So maybe we can do something else or, like, go a different night because I just don't feel like I'm up for it. And I was like, really? Really? At spiritual
Played
retreat?
the spiritual card.
That sounds like 2014 Mace.
So I was like, all right. Then, so there was no second date. There was no other date.
second date. All right, Kirk?
I think this was like my early years in the National Football.
Yep.
I remember I had a date. We went out. Great time, but we went out with like a bunch of other friends and everything, and so we're on a drive back. And so it was an open bar situation. Now, for everybody who hasn't been in, you have to know your personnel.
Right.
Know your personnel when you're going to an open bar situation. Well, we were just getting to know each other, so I didn't know my personnel. Basically, we're driving back, and literally fluids everywhere.
Oh, no.
In my brand new Escalade.
Oh, gross.
The Escalade, though.
Yeah.
This is like rookie, like,
wow.
That was like the rite of passage. You know, when you
Sure,
get
you
your
get
first
your
car
Escalade.
in the NFL, that 06, it was, bling ding, bling bling, 20-inch rims, all that. And I got throw up. So
that's really rough.
Just put it like this. The date didn't end well, and we never talked after that, too.
Oh, that was it?
Well,
that was it. I
That's a
imagine
big
a
reason,
lot of
right?
them
It was just like-
with never seeing again.
And I had to pay. The car was never the same after that.
Yeah.
Did she offer to clean it up or anything?
No.
Oh, that's rude.
That's rude.
Well,
All right.
she didn't offer. It was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. It's like, oh, don't worry about it. Don't worry. No, you're fine. We're good.
Don't worry about it. Just
Well, that was nice of you. That was nice
Yeah.
of you.
All right, Pepe, what do you got?
When I first got here, it was really hard for me. So I finally had the guts to ask this girl to a date, and I saved my money and I took her to this really nice restaurant here in Torrance. I don't remember the name. Yeah, it was
El
a
Torito.
Hawaiian. No. Hawaiian. No, El Torito yet, Kurt. Okay, no, it was Pollo Loco.
Yes.
No, it was. So we ordered the food and all that, and I'm used to just eating normally. She orders steak, and she grabs the steak and starts eating it with her hands.
What?
And I go like, oh my God, man, I'm not used to that, okay?
What a weirdo.
Keep telling
and-
stories.
and-
Rampage is going to come in here and take a picture.
Oh,
with us.
okay, good. I want Rampage.
I
in.
wanted to
Did you say,
I
like,
wanted to
you're a
leave at that
savage?
moment. I wanted to say bye,
Yeah, I would absolutely say, but so Rampage is stepping in here before I get to my bad date.
On this, get in the middle, Rampage.
Yeah, get in the middle, Rampage. Come on.
Yeah.
Come here,
in the
Ramp.
middle, right next to Pepe, right?
Yeah,
there.
right here.
That way you get a good group photo.
Yeah, get a group photo with Rampage.
And tomorrow we'll do this again with Travis.
The most photographed figure at Rams training camp.
Oh, yeah.
Is Lindsay in there or no?
Yeah, she's in there. She's good.
Thank you, Rampage.
Rampage, you're the best.
The best.
Do you want to replace
best.
Ireland
Best
any day?
mascot in the NFL.
Let me
Let's
know.
hear it for Rampage.
By the way, for everybody listening, Kevin Demoff will join us at 5 o'clock, Rams COO.
Awesome.
Oh.
All right. So real quick, my worst date was went out to dinner.
Wait, Pepe, did you ever go out with her again?
No.
Okay.
I wanted
most
to
of these
leave.
days.
I wouldn't either.
Yeah. So I went on a date, and when I got home, the phone was ringing. I'm like, it's late at night. I'm not going to answer the phone. This was back in the days of phones. And then the phone starts ringing again and again. I'm not going to answer it. Yeah. And it starts ringing a third time, and I'm like, I pick up the phone, and I say, hello, and he says who he is, and I say, don't ever call me again.
Wow,
he was
really?
ringing the phone over and over and over again.
After the date? Like right after the date? That's
Right after the
creepy.
date. It is super creepy.
Very weird.
Now, Morales,
possessive.
I'd imagine.
I'll tell you Monday at 2
Can
o'clock.
you even tell
No.
date
You can't
stories?
escape. You got to give us one.
You got to give us one.
So
Rounds?
Rampage and I were at dinner last year.
Yeah. yeah.
No, I think I've told it with you guys. We were talking dating apps, and one time I showed up to like a coffee date, which is always a bad start. A coffee date, not a cocktail
Coffee date is good.
Yeah.
Like, let's
That's
just
a
see.
good one. That's
I don't like coffee dates.
That's an
I think they're
icebreaker.
stupid too.
Then you're not.
those are
Then you're not
icebreakers.
stuck. If
Who
it's
goes
bad.
to coffee though? And like we were talking about this yesterday. Get ice cream. Go on an ice cream date.
But again,
That's still too expensive. $2.45.
5 minutes
A
in,
medium latte.
5 minutes
there you
in.
go.
she looked at me, I looked at her, and I just said, no, right?
Right.
And she's like, no. And I said, perfect.
See,
and I
think
literally,
that's
I
great.
dropped a $20 bill, because back
Wow.
then, like, it was, it was different. We didn't everybody didn't buy their own, because she was waiting for me to buy the coffee,
Right, you're
which was
just
fine.
throwing down cash.
I just said, here you go.
This
We're
was-
good. Take care. Have a great life. And I
So
walked
this
away.
was at a diner. This was
was Starbucks. It was a Starbucks.
Oh, it was Starbucks.
Yeah. But
So-
she had bought her coffee already.
Oh,
and I
wait.
didn't buy. I was like, well, let me sit down for a second. I was running also like 10 minutes behind, so she was very judgmental.
Right.
Oh.
I was in the South Bay Starbucks, and I was working in the Valley at Premiere at
Yeah.
Fox Sports Radio at the time. And I just was like, nah, we're good.
So, worst date. I think that's part of the decision here, right?
Yeah.
Kirk
So,
Morrison.
Morales, worst date?
Kirk Morrison's date.
Yeah.
I vote for Kirk
Totally.
Morrison, Pepe.
Pepe's is
I
a
think-
close second, but I think Kirk's.
I think
fine.
it's kind of unanimous.
Kirk.
Kirk.
Yeah.
Kirk,
Yeah.
I mean,
You blow chunks in a new Escalade.
Yeah.
New
and
Escalade.
You are in
It
trouble.
was never the same, though. That's
Yeah.
the thing about it.
Yeah,
It was
I
like
get it.
never.
Did
Now
it
was
smell?
that was that a cash purchase or
No, it was my first vehicle I leased.
okay?
So it was the leaser.
Okay.
And I really wanted to go drive it back to the dealership and say, can I have another?
I would've.
And I know it wouldn't have worked.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
too
it
bad.
was bad.
All right, you win. Congratulations, Kirk. Don't forget, Rams COO Kevin Demoff is coming up for you. I actually want to ask you, Kirk, it's that time of year when we talk about quarterback tiers. Ooh. You know that whole quarterback tiers conversation?
Yes.
I want you to think about who you think are top-tier quarterbacks.
Correct.
And we will do that coming up next. We're live from Rams training camp in Irvine. We will also hear from Matthew Stafford in our 6 o'clock hour. Mason, along with Kirk Morrison, Lindsay Baseball, Pepe Mantilla, and Morales, 710 ESPN. Irvine. Coming up for you in 10 minutes, Pepe Mantilla is going to break down the Rams secondary for this year. You did a great job with the defensive line, I think.
There you go. See?
Yeah.
Youthful secondary.
Yes.
Pepe should break down the line using his impression of himself.
Oh, yeah, that's good.
That'd be even better.
That's good.
That would be really
So everybody likes to do these quarterback tiers at this time of year, Kirk Morrison. And the Athletic did theirs. They put 1, 2, 3, 4, only 5 quarterbacks on their first tier.
Only 5?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, some of them are obvious, right?
Mm-hmm. Patrick?
Number 1.
I would put Joe Burrow.
Number 2.
I would still put Josh Allen on there.
Number 3.
And this is the tricky one. Number 4. Whew. I would put Jalen Hurts over Justin Herbert.
Okay, here's where this thing is totally effed
where it
up.
goes. Okay.
They've got Jalen Hurts as a Tier 2 quarterback,
Wow. Okay.
which is the stupidest thing I've come across in a while.
Who was the other Tier 1?
The other Tier 1s are Aaron Rodgers and Justin Herbert.
I got you.
I was going to tell you Aaron Rodgers had to be there.
Yeah. But,
are you buying all the Aaron Rodgers?
Oh, I'm buying the hype.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm buying the hype of excitement, not the hype of production. This is still the Jets. Like, this is still an organization that just because you bring in Aaron Rodgers, I mean, he's going to change everything. I know that's the hope.
Right.
But, I mean, this is kind of the difficult part because when I think of the NFL now, I'm always thinking about the young guys.
Yeah.
And you forget about the older guys. Practice is about to start. Here we go.
There we go.
Because I look at the older gentlemen in the National Football League. Matthew Stafford.
Sure.
Aaron Rodgers.
Yep.
Who else can we say is a older guy in the league? Because all the old guys are now gone. I remember I had a list of
Would you call Dak Prescott an old guy?
He is the actual...
He's been around.
He's the longest tenured quarterback in the National Football League with the same team.
Oh, is that right?
In the National Football League, Dak Prescott is the longest tenured, or he's the longest the quarterback who's been with the same team the longest in the National Football League. That right was given up when Aaron Rodgers left Green Bay. So think about it. All over. Everybody else is with different teams now. So Dak is still with the same team.
Yeah, it's really hard in any sport, it's really hard for a player to stay in the same sport.
So on this terrible list from the Athletic,
yes,
I want to give complete credit to
who gets credit for this one?
Mike Sando.
Isn't Aaron
Who
Rodgers
put
the oldest?
Jalen Hurts in the second tier.
Oh, wow.
Where do you think Matthew Stafford ranks?
I think... Okay, so if we're breaking this into... Okay, how many tiers are there, just by the way?
There's
Just wanna make sure.
4 tiers.
Okay, 4 tiers. I would still put Matthew Stafford in Tier 2.
And they have him in Tier 2 as the 10th best quarterback in the National Football League. Which feels... I went through a list of the quarterbacks yesterday. I was looking at a list.
Right.
And I'm like... Yeah, I actually think Matthew Stafford is about right at number 10. I think he can have a much better year than being the 10th ranked quarterback. He's coming off injury, but that's about right for this time of year.
Yeah, I think also, too, you got to remember, I look at the league and I break it up into thirds, obviously.
Yeah.
With it being 32 teams. So I say, where is Matthew Stafford? Is he in the upper third, the middle third, or the lower third? I still think of him as a top third.
I agree.
Right. And there's some other guys in that middle tier that still have to work their way up to the top tier. But Matthew Stafford alone on resume, to me, I mean, we were just talking the other day about, not the other day, but after they won the Super Bowl, we were just talking about has he supplanted, has he put his name in Kenton as today?
Well, there's no question he has.
Well, look, the Hall of Fame today. Shout out to all the members, the new members, enshrinees.
Yes.
The 2023 NFL or the Pro Football Hall of Fame class went in today. No quarterbacks this year. But we had this discussion, though, Mace. Think about it. Right after the Rams won the Super Bowl, it really put Matthew Stafford's resume on display for everyone. And you start to look at all of his accomplishments. Remember, Matthew Stafford was like that young quarterback and the fastest to 20,000 and the fastest to 30,000. Because he had all of these accomplishments. He just didn't have the postseason success. He didn't have the wins that we always remember. He got all of that, and we were saying, man, this dude is a Hall of Fame quarterback.
Yes.
And we had last year happen, and we were like, oh,
but
everybody forgot about Matthew Stafford.
Injuries happen.
Yeah,
but it's
Matthew Stafford is in his age 35 season. I think age 35 season,
something like that. Yep, I would say 35, 36.
Yeah, I mean, and so last year.
35.
He's been an unbelievably durable guy during the course of his career.
I agree with you, and I think that what he did when he was in Detroit, he didn't have a good team, but he was always there. He was always doing things that were amazing with a lousy team. He comes to the Rams, and then he gets a Super Bowl. To me, that's a big thing.
Yeah, and this is his age 35 season.
Yeah, age 35, 15 years in the league.
And by the way, age 35 is, you can be a prime time quarterback at age 35.
You still have game left.
Yes.
So you have guys like Aaron Rodgers. You have guys like, I just think about over the last couple of years, Matt Ryan didn't necessarily work up there in those years.
Right.
But I thought Phillip Rivers, he worked in Indianapolis for 1 year. They made the playoffs. And it's really, you're only renting that guy when he gets up there for really 1 or 2 years.
Yeah.
Remember, Drew Brees just fell off the map.
Yes, he did.
Everybody's going to be compared to what Tom Brady was, who played some of his best football in his 40s.
Yeah.
How
yeah, I
crazy
think
was
that's going to be the exception
outlier.
and not the rule. That's the outlier, no question. All right, coming up next for you, Rams COO Kevin Demoff is going to join us. We are live from Rams training camp at UC Irvine. Practice is underway. A little bit later on, Matthew Stafford is going to join us here. It is me. It is Kirk Morrison. It is Pepe Mantilla, Lindsay Baseball, and Morales both making the show run on time. We're coming right back on 710 ESPN.
And with his high-powered offense,
Back shoulder. Cooper Kupp's got it. Cooper Kupp brings it in. Touchdown, LA.
a fearsome Rams defense led by Aaron Donald would haunt the NFL.
He's wrapped up and sacked at the 1 by Aaron Donald.
And together, it would lead to a Lombardi trophy for LA.
A Lombardi trophy for Los Angeles.
But then, Coach's sixth season would be an injury-plagued nightmare. After a 5-12 finish, McVay's first losing season was thought to possibly be his last with the Rams, as predictions of a team rebuild loomed. Today, the road back to the Super Bowl begins.
Hi, this is Coach Sean McVay. It's time for Rams training camp.
Head coach Sean McVay is back.
Matthew Stafford is back.
Cooper Kupp is back.
And Aaron Donald is back.
And we are back with Rams football on 710 ESPN.
Hi, this is Matthew Stafford of your Los Angeles Rams. It's time for Rams training camp.
It's the Training Camp Saturday Special with Steve Mason and Kirk Morrison, live from Rams training camp.
On your home of Rams football.
Here we go. Are we ready to get it rolling for a Saturday? From Crawford Field at UC Irvine, here is Steve Mason and Kirk Morrison.
All right, what is going on? It is a beautiful day at UC Irvine. Rams practice is underway right now. Kirk Morrison is here, Morales, Pepe Mantilla, the great Lindsay Baseball is here, and also the COO of the Los Angeles Rams, Kevin Demoff. Kevin, great to see you, man.
Oh, it's great to have everybody out here. That was a hell of a trailer.
Wasn't that great?
I'm not going to lie. I was really excited until the part about last year, but the rest sounded fantastic.
The rest was fantastic. When you hear the part about the Super Bowl thing, what do you think about now?
Well, it's so interesting. I was listening to JB's call, Cooper Kupp back shoulder, and I know that's the call from winning the Super Bowl, that play. And it still brings back great memories and chills, right? I think to think about winning a Super Bowl at SoFi Stadium, what that meant for our organization, for our city, for our players, but God, it just makes you want to go back and get another one.
Yeah, I think the standard has been set, the culture has been set. I think that's why all the fans are out here, because they felt what winning felt like, winning a Super Bowl, and now going on another journey this year. Regardless of what happened last year, it's the start. It's a fresh new start for the new journey.
Well, I think the great part, once you've done as an organization, you know what it takes. You know what it looks like. You know what it feels like. You've proven to yourself, to your fan base, to your city that you can do it. That gives you a little bit of trust that, hey, we can go start to do it again with a different group of players, maybe a different coaching staff. And I think you're seeing the fruits of that here at UC Irvine for the first 3 weeks. But I will say the fan turnout has been amazing every day. And, this group of rookies is so young and so many young players, but they have amazing energy. The fans feed off of it, and it's felt, we've had these moments of practice where you just feel it all coming together in a meaningful way, and it just makes you really excited for September 16th at SoFi Stadium.
So you mentioned the rookies. Give me like a couple of names that like jump out at you that we're going to be talking about during the course of the season.
I think, look, the great part is they've all had flashes, and I think that's the fun part. Kirk knows about young kids is, maybe they have a great practice one day, different the next day. But, Trey Tomlinson came back, and has had moments. I think Tanner Engel, undrafted safety, is, impressed. We were just talking about, our young pick from Oklahoma State, Jason
Taylor.
Just coming out. But everybody's had Puka's had moments. Steve Avila, Byron Young. You can go through Stetson Bennett. Everybody has had these flashes that give you hope. And, what you're excited about is they keep growing for the week. And next week, a week from today, we'll be at SoFi Stadium ready to play a game. And that's when you're going to start to see it, come together.
What's your vision for, and what's the organization's vision for Stetson Bennett?
Look, I think the crazy thing about Stetson, and you see it out here, is like, guy's a playmaker.
Yeah.
And when the ball is snapped, there's certainly moments where he's a rookie and you can see it, but he just makes plays. And even the practice where Matthew, is the scheduled day off and Stetson took a lot with the ones, he threw this unbelievable ball to Cooper Kupp that was just savvy. And you could tell he's played so much meaningful football in the SEC. You win 2 national titles. You come here, the moment's not too big. He's got this great confidence, and I think the vision is, I think we all hope he doesn't play anytime soon.
Right.
That would be a very good thing. Your vision for the backup quarterback is
stay the backup quarterback.
To stay the backup quarterback. But let it grow from there. And obviously, I think the most important thing right now is, last year we have always, the way our team goes, we've never had an investment in the backup quarterback spot. Just the way salary caps work and the way our team has been built. And we had Sean Mannion, and then we kind of had John Wolford, and we went through that process.
Like Bortles one time, and then John Wolford.
You kind of go through that. And so for us, now it was like, okay, let's go find a quarterback who we can go develop probably the same way as Sean Mannion was in 2016. Grow them, get 3 or 4 years, have them be part of the system and learn and grow. And I think Stetson was someone that Les and Sean really identified early on in the process, playing college last year. And, you'd walk into Les's office at any point last year, and he was watching Stetson Bennett. And then I think for those who got a chance to go to the national championship game, seeing him up close live was a difference, even for someone like me. I'm not a scout, but just the athleticism, the speed, the playmaking, you saw kind of it all come together, and I think you've seen that out here. So the vision, just let Sean McVay, Mike LaFleur, Zach Robinson work with you and see what comes out. But, the real vision is that you're holding a clipboard and enjoying watching Matthew Stafford throw touchdowns.
Kevin, I would attach to that as well, the way that his teammates, the way they look at him, the way they celebrate him at Georgia, and I'm seeing that here in Los Angeles. But I could also say this now because I'm excited, I'm thrilled for next week because I hear preseason and we hear Rams and Sean McVay. It's always, okay, he doesn't play the starters. It's just preseason. How do they get through it? Could I say that this may be the most evaluated and important preseason since the Rams have returned to Los Angeles with so many young guys that will play a big piece in this year's Rams?
Yeah, I think certainly every year preseason has a different meaning for your organization, right? In 2016, we came back and, 90,000 in the Coliseum, and then the next year was Sean's first year, and you want to see glimpses of growth. But I think what you're going to see this year is guys are going to go out competing for starting jobs. And it's going to be wide open. That's what's different this year. There are, especially on defense, a ton of opportunity for guys who are going to go make plays. And since they're so young, they need to go play. And, prove that they can not only stick, but they can grow. And I think that's the thing. Guys can go into these preseason games and not only make the team, but get a starting spot. And that's going to be what's different, about this year. And then even, having a young guy like a Stetson who's going to get a chance to take some reps, will probably be exciting and different, and watching him actually get to go play football. And because here, his speed and his running ability is something that I think is one of his differentiating factors. You don't really get a sense for that in practice, because you can't run, you can't touch the quarterback. But I think you're going to see a little about it in the next few weeks, and fingers crossed it'll come out great.
One of the things that Sean has done pretty regularly, we saw Matt LaFleur here, we saw Zach Taylor here, we saw Kevin O'Connell here. We've seen all these great coaches sort of come through the organization. This year, Mike LaFleur and some other new coaches. What does that do in terms of the brain trust and the way the Rams approach games?
Look, I think one of the things about Sean is he feeds off the energy and intelligence of his assistant coaches. And, and he'd be the first to tell you he gets a lot of credit for what's happened here, but we've had amazing assistant coaches, and that staff has turned off a lot. And I think one of the hard parts even about 2022 is you win the Super Bowl, you lose 8 coaches the next day, and you can't just go find 8 coaches in late February. They're not available. They're under contract. And I think always thought that was one of the things that really hurt us last year was just that brain drain immediately after the Super Bowl. This year, you have a full offseason to really be able to go recruit coaches, and someone like a Ryan Wendell, who Sean goes through a methodical process to find an offensive line coach and connects with him. A Nick Caley, who interviewed for offensive coordinator positions across the league and comes here as a tight ends coach. And then Mike LaFleur, who's been an offensive coordinator, who can take so much off of Sean's plate just from a preparation standpoint, how you run the meetings, how you communicate. And then someone like Zach Robinson, who's been here and grown. But I think, and great credit to Sean, all these coaches have not only left, they've all gone on to go to the playoffs. I mean, that is an amazing, when you look at his tree, they've all had playoff appearances. I mean, that's a great testament to what he has built here, and it's not just uniquely him. It's a culture, it's a system. But I think watching these coaches coach these young guys has brought a different energy, especially on offense. You get an Aubrey Pleasant back on defense, I think, which will help our defensive backs. And, it's just been wonderful. There's a ton of young players, but a ton of new coaches, and that cohesive energy together, I think bodes really well for us.
It never gets old, Kevin. And on the drive here, I was listening to Sean talk about the interview process and the dinner at Spago. And he sat down with you, Marshall Faulk, Stan Kroenke, everything. And he just talks about how he was just himself. He was just being himself, and he knew he wanted to get the validation of Marshall Faulk. He had already felt like he had your validation, but it had to come from the owner. And now he just says, you know what? He remembers that moment like it was yesterday. For you, just thinking back to that moment and what has kind of transpired since that hire for you guys. And I know you would never have to redo it again because so much success has come from it.
Well, look, there's nothing more important than the San Diego State validation.
Yes,
right? Let's just call it. Let's just call it like it is.
Thank you.
You can't make a hire until an Aztec signs off on it.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that.
But I do think it is hard for me to believe that Sean's going into his 7th season.
Wow.
What's crazy, even I know you're talking about the pivot. Like,
Yeah.
he is now the 6th longest tenured head coach in the NFL.
Wow.
Already.
He has been to 2 Super Bowls, the youngest head coach to go to Super Bowl, the youngest head coach to win Super Bowl. He's still the youngest head coach in the NFL.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. He's going into his 7th season here. He's one of the most decorated coaches in the NFL, one of the most respected, and he's still the youngest. I think that's a great testament, to what he's accomplished. Now, he always says, like, how could you guys actually have pulled the trigger,
Yes.
at 30? But I always look back to when we went through that process. Everything you see today is what you saw in the process. He's always uniquely himself. I think he's one of the most, confident without being arrogant, self-aware people, and that, walked in the organization. He had a vision for what he wanted to accomplish as a coach. I think he's had that every year. And, did we expect him to come in and win the division year one? Yeah. Probably not. But we knew he was something special. And I think everybody who went through that process said it. You saw it, you felt it, and just fortunate every day that, we were able to attract him, this situation, and he's grown our organization so much in our city, and, we both benefited. But, yeah, the one thing you'll learn about a head coaching process is you want to get it right just so you don't have to do it again.
Do it again.
Yeah, right.
It is a draining, it's a terrible process. I mean, I truly think the NFL needs to do something to change. Like, we just don't do a very good job.
What would they do?
I think you have to look at whether you can't hire until the Super Bowl,
Right.
Some rules to slow it down. Right?
Yeah.
I think, I would say it is crazy in this league. We changed 7 to 8 head coaches in 2 weeks. You're coming off a long season. These coaches are doing the playoffs. It's just not fair to the coaches. It's not fair to the organizations. Find a way to slow it down. Let people interview more people. Find those people and really hear their vision and plan. Versus just being a competition to hire the first one, so they can then hire a coordinator, so you can build a staff. There has to be a better way to do it. We're really fortunate. It's worked out. We've also been part of searches that didn't work out.
Yeah.
So I think, I would love to see the NFL work on it. There are no easy solutions. I'm sure if they existed, we would have done it. But the next head coaching search will be someone else's problem, hopefully not mine.
Hey, last thing for you. There was a guy out here a little while ago who did Whose House, Rams House. And I thought he sounded really good. I really think that at a Rams game this year, you should get that guy because he's awesome.
Sam Lagana does a fantastic job. What I love about you, Steve, is you're the guy who asks the same question 18 different ways. You try to come at it from a different angle. It's always, you can count on it, though. Like, you can always, my job is to be prepared for everything you could ask.
Yes.
No matter how you envision it, it is the case. And as I've told you, you need to go get us a game that is, we're resting our starters.
Yes.
We've clinched the division.
Okay.
And you're in.
So week 17.
week 17, week 18, when we're clinched and resting, we'll let you take another shot. Now, you do realize if you lose again, there will never be another.
Oh, it won't ever happen again. No, it won't ever happen again.
I would say
no question.
Like a halftime for like the junior Rams or something. That'd be good too.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Maybe you need to go to the Watts Rams or the Antelope Valley Rams and practice, have them get a win and work your way up. Look, everybody's got to go to the minors to find their groove at some point and work their way back to the majors, right? And that's why they have rehab assignments.
Yes.
That's what the injured reserve and practice squad is for. And, we won't let anybody else from the station do it before you.
Okay, good.
Gotcha.
Good. Awesome.
But, maybe you can practice at camp. We have a good practice, and we'll see.
Yeah, okay, good. So. Hey, Kevin, it's great seeing you, man.
My pleasure, guys.
Thank you so much for coming over. Kevin Demoff, the COO of the Los Angeles Rams. We're coming right back to training camp at UC Irvine, 710 ESPN.
Vestido blanco me parece la mejor.
Quincy baseball. We're going to get a special edition, Mace, of Radio Tinder.
Oh, I love radio. I haven't had a chance to do it in a while.
Well, you kind of caused that. We'll get to that in just a moment.
That's
Don't
your
forget, tonight, the Michelob Ultra watch party heads to the city of Anaheim as we root on the women's national team and get you ready for their game.
Yep.
Against Sweden, right? 2 a.m.
Sweden, 2 a.m.
So come
Tough
on
game
out.
for U.S. women's
Can you
national
make it to
team.
2 a.m.?
Oh, I can. I don't know about Mace.
Yeah, no, I won't see that.
The 710 Street team is going to be at Angelo's Hamburgers right there at 515 South State College Boulevard in the city of Anaheim. And then producer Lindsay and I right after camp and Pepe Monti are going to drop by around 7-ish. Look at that catch.
That's a great catch.
Nice.
That's a great catch.
So thanks to Michelob Ultra, proud supporters of the women's national team. 2.6 carbs, 95 calories, Mace.
Awesome.
Michelob Ultra.
Awesome.
I had one today on the course.
Nice.
Beautiful.
Nice. All right, so, Kirk, this is your favorite time of any practice?
Yeah, one-on-ones.
One-on-ones.
This is one-on-ones. You got
What have you seen so far?
Linebackers and running backs over to the left.
Saw Van
field.
Jefferson make a nice
Yeah.
catch.
This is DeMarcus Robinson, number 14. You saw 88, Bryson Hopkins.
Yeah.
You don't understand, Bryson Hopkins had a huge couple of catches in that Super Bowl.
Yes, he did.
Nobody, you forget about that, but
Yeah.
he had a couple of huge catches because, remember, Tyler Higbee didn't play. Remember, he was hurt.
yeah.
And so Hopkins had a couple huge catches that kept drives alive. Rams don't win a Super Bowl without Bryson
Yeah,
Hopkins.
that's
So
for sure.
This is my best part of practice. Obviously, number one, seeing Matthew Stafford out there calling the shots, doing his thing. But some of these young wide receivers are going to have to step up. Who's going to be wide receiver number 3, Mace? That's going to be the big question.
I
for the
think
Rams.
it's going to be Tutu Atwell. Tutu Atwell came on really well last year.
He did. He's a guy that you keep an eye on.
Is he? You don't think he's RB3? Or I'm sorry, wide receiver 2?
No, I'm still I'm a big Ben Skoranek fan.
Ben Skoranek.
I'm a big
Pride of
Skoranek
Notre Dame.
fan. Pride of Notre Dame. Because I know what I'm going to get from him. He's
Right.
consistent every single game. Consistent, heady. He brings so many qualities that I saw from Robert Woods that you need if the Rams are going to stay in that 11 personnel, the one tight
Right.
end, 3 wide receivers.
So wait a minute, wide receiver 1, obviously. Wide receiver 2,
Van
wide
Man.
receiver 3, you think Ben Skoranek?
It could be. It's going to be Ben Skoranek, but I think it will be by committee. I'm
Yeah,
looking at DeMarcus Robinson, former Kansas City Chief, also Baltimore Raven.
Yep.
He's thrown his name in the hat. People just love to say the name Puka Nacua.
Yeah.
From
Yeah.
BYU. He's
Yeah.
also a big,
I like him.
Yeah.
I like him
Do you
very
like
much.
him or do you like the name? I think people just like the name. more
No,
than anything.
Pepe scouted him.
No.
Yeah, Pepe, you scouted him, right?
Yeah, last time I was here.
He was here this week, like Puka Nacua.
But yeah, so you got that working for you. And then running backs, right? Like, a lot of people like Kyron Williams, who will be behind Cam Akers.
Right.
And then, after that.
You think Cam is a bell cow running back or a situational back? I like a bell cow back personally.
I love a bell cow back, but then I think about when the Rams won the Super Bowl just 2 seasons ago. It was running back by
Sony
committee.
Michel.
It was Sony Michel, and then compliments of Cam Akers. So
Yeah.
they had like the 1-2 punch going, and that ultimately helped them. It kept them fresh too.
Yeah. All right, so Lens, we're going to do a little radio tender. I never get to do radio tender.
I know you miss it, but that's what happens when you kick me off your show.
I traded you. I did not really kick you off the show.
You forced a trade.
A future first.
Yes.
Yes, and you traded me for Jorge for Brian and a piece of gum.
Yeah, Brian and a piece of gum.
Poor
You're
Jorge.
right. You heard Gumgate.
Okay, hold on.
So I
Here we
guess
go.
this is going to be there forever, right?
Always and forever.
All right, Lens, radio tender. What do you got?
All right, guys. So I was talking, Mace, to you and Chris coming in today about how my dog Chewy is sick, right?
Yeah.
Well, I just found this story.
You were?
That
Sorry.
I was.
Oh, I wasn't listening. I apologize.
Okay.
I
Well,
missed
you
that.
usually don't want to talk about my dog. But a local vet is warning pet owners after seeing an unusual increase in the number of sick dogs that are being treated at the clinic. She said that over the past few weeks, they've seen a multitude of dogs coming in with symptoms of coughing, nasal and eye discharge, and vomiting.
Wow.
Most of them are coming from places with high volumes of dogs. So as I told you guys earlier, Chewy got super, super sick, disgustingly sick to the point where when I saw him when I first got home, I wanted to cry.
Oh.
So the thing is, I found out that he was sick through the pet taxi driver. They didn't even tell me. The boarding place never called me to tell me that Chewy was sick. So I wanted to ask you guys, do you think that the boarding place should have called me to tell me that my dog was sick?
Of course
Swipe left
they
or swipe
should
right?
have. Of course they should.
Thank
I
you.
would absolutely want to know. I mean, I am super close to my dogs.
You're like me. We're the same way with our dogs.
I've got a lady who comes and lives in the house when I leave.
Well, that's normally what I do. My neighbor does. They lives right above me. But she was out of town, so I had to board him just the first 3 days.
Yeah.
So then the pet taxi guy came and, he picked him up from the boarding place, dropped him off in my apartment.
Yep.
And he texted me and said, "Oh, it sounds like your dog has a touch of kennel cough." And then my neighbor called me and she's like, "Oh, he's puking. He's
that's
coughing."
rough.
It was bad, and I was really mad they didn't tell me.
So is this like the doggy hotel?
Yes,
the doggy hotel.
It is. Yes.
Okay.
So they have to tell you.
But they didn't.
They didn't tell you.
And I wonder if I should call them and say something.
I think you should.
Should I?
I think you should, not in an accusatory way, but as a, hey, for future reference way. You don't have to be a jerk about it. You can be just
I'm just bummed because
nudge him.
The way your dog
really
goes
sick.
in should be the same way the dog goes out.
Yes.
Yeah, and he's not. He was in bad shape. He's a little better now, but he's on the mend.
You should call him.
I will. I'll tell you how it goes too.
All right.
On Monday, stay tuned.
So I'm swiping right.
All right. So earlier this week,
That is true. Swipe right.
Yeah, swipe right.
Okay. Good job.
Yeah, swipe right. Yeah.
Good job.
Good job.
Thank you.
Forgot about it.
Oh, good job, Wilbert, finding that back in the studio. The sound.
So earlier this week, a University of Michigan alum won an opportunity of a lifetime thanks to a winning bid of $155,000. He'll get to play alongside Jim Harbaugh and Tom Brady at Seminole in Juno Beach, Florida later this year. That's nearly $10,000 per hole. The money raised from the auction will help the student athletes of Michigan. So I wanted to ask you guys, which two celebrities would you most want to play golf with?
I'm not a golfer.
Well, let's say you are.
Well, you're going to be in September, by the way. The details on that.
Oh, yeah,
nice.
Details on the big golf event. I'm not.
I've got a
against
competition
golf.
in mind.
Okay. I would say I will go with Snoop and Keanu Reeves. I don't know if either one golfs, but I think Snoop and Keanu
Snoop
Reeves is a really good duo.
That would be funny.
Snoop-a-loop.
That'd be must see.
Pepe.
Curry.
Why he's so good, he'd probably kick your butt.
Yeah, but I just want to play. I
Okay.
mean, I didn't say I was going to win.
Yeah, true.
Okay. And Charlize Theron.
Oh, yeah,
Oh.
Charlize Theron.
She play
is a
golf?
Very fine golfer.
I don't know. I don't play golf either.
Well, it's not that kind of question, Pepe.
No, that's the question.
No,
That is the
I don't know if
question.
Snoop plays golf. You can have Charlize
There
Theron.
you go.
Yeah.
See?
Every
So
golf.
okay, there we go.
Every celebrity-
Always against the Mexican, man. I can't.
Well, I am
believe
Mexican.
it.
Always.
Always.
Half.
Yeah.
Half.
Chichi Rodriguez.
Kirk.
If I had two guys to golf with, I'm definitely golfing with Michael Jordan.
Oh,
for sure.
that's a good one.
You're betting.
I want to golf with Michael Jordan for sure.
Yeah.
Especially if he drapes me out with a lot of his drip.
Yeah,
Or his
yeah.
clothing wear.
Sure.
You like
He
that? huh?
probably
There you go.
does. You
Yeah,
probably
there you
walk
go.
in and he's got it all set up at
So
your
he's got
locker.
everything all set up. I saw him. He basically dripped out, or he organized the clothing for the We the Best tour. DJ
okay.
Khaled.
All right.
His
That's
golfer.
amazing.
So you have that one. My other person would be Eldrick Tiger Woods.
Oh, that
I
would be good.
love a round with Tiger because he would probably laugh at how bad I was.
But I don't think that'd be fun because that's
That would
like
be
his
fun.
job. I don't think he would.
No, but
he
you could ask
wouldn't
him-
talk to you.
You can ask him all kinds of good
I
questions.
want to know everything.
Yeah.
Like, what would you do in the shot?
Like, was it a 5-iron?
Did you say
And you
do
think
the
he's
shower?
gonna? And you
What's
think
that?
he's gonna
No,
tell you?
Like, what kind of shot would you do here?
Because John
yeah.
Lynch always used to tell the story because they were at Stanford together.
Yeah.
Yes.
Then Lynch, he would ask Tiger, "Can we go play?"
Yeah.
And Tiger would say, "I'll never play with you, but I'll go to the range with you and watch your shot. But I don't play golf for fun, so I'm not going to come out there with you."
So
His
you
job.
golf. You definitely golf more than everyone here, right? So who would you pick?
Yeah.
Kirk golfs a lot.
I golf a lot.
I would.
Yeah.
I would
The two
want
of
to
you.
golf with Sedano and Cap.
Oh, sit down.
No,
God.
stop.
Oh,
No,
Ridiculous.
You don't like that
Kiss
answer?
up.
I don't
I
like
mean,
No, honestly.
seriously.
Okay. Jordan and Dan Patrick.
Oh, Dan Patrick's a great
Dave.
call.
Yeah, that would
like
be fun.
that.
Yeah.
Oh.
Lynch?
Sorry, go ahead.
Well, I'm not a golfer, but if I could golf with anyone, I honestly, not to steal your answer, but Michael Jordan would be amazing
Oh,
because
amazing.
incredible, yeah.
he's a great golfer.
And the cigars he
And the
brings.
cigars, and he's betting every hole.
Oh, yeah.
And he's
Yeah.
got drip.
He's got drip, lots of drip. The other one would probably be Channing Tatum because I find him extremely attractive, and
So you're
There-
Tatum,
there
not,
you
not
go.
a Cena.
just like Pepe, I'm taking
there
that
you
route.
go.
Not
Of
John
course.
Cena, but Channing Tatum. Okay.
Right.
Correct.
So I have Keanu Reeves, you have Charlize Theron, and you have
Channing Tatum.
Channing Tatum.
No Jason Momoa, nothing. That's
No,
not.
Yeah,
Channing Tatum.
yeah.
Always
All right.
Channing Tatum.
There you go.
Delete.
All right, last one here. Mark Zuckerberg. He is training so hard for a potential MMA fight with Elon Musk that he's eating 4,000 calories every day. In order to maintain his already slight stature, Zuckerberg revealed that what his McDonald's order is on Threads. And it's a lot of food for a guy who's less than 150 pounds. He said 20 nuggets, a quarter pounder, large fries, Oreo McFlurry, apple pie, and maybe some side cheeseburgers for later.
Side cheeseburger.
Yeah.
A little cheeseburger on the side.
So just the McDonald's alone is 2,300 calories at least.
Yeah.
So if you were trying to gain weight in a hurry, what would be your go-to fast food meal?
Well, I think, Mason, you got to repeat your McDonald's order from back in
my
the day.
McDonald's order from back in the day when I get stoned in New York.
Is it as expensive as your Starbucks order? Because that's
it's
pretty
like the
bad.
Starbucks order.
That's pretty bad.
No, this is 20-piece chicken McNuggets, extra hot mustard sauce, 2 Big Macs, 2 large fry, and a hot caramel sundae with an apple pie to dip in it. That's my official order from McDonald's.
Now remember, he did mornings then, and then he would get high in the afternoon.
and then
How much did you weigh?
235.
Wow.
235. I weigh 191 now. I weigh 235.
By the way, when you dropped that apple pie with the caramel sundae
It's
knowledge
delicious.
a while ago, I got one recently, and you're right, it's so good.
Oh, dipping the pie. in
It's
the
really
caramel
good.
Sundae.
I was not.
So good.
I was like, Mace swears by it, so I ordered it, and he was right. It was really good.
Yeah, it's a apple caramel ice cream pie.
Yeah,
it's
it's
delicious. Kirk, McDonald's fast food.
Go-to fast food would probably be a couple of 3x3s from In-N-Out.
Yep.
I would go with the Neapolitan shake.
Okay.
Yeah, the Neo. And an animal fry.
And fries animal style.
The animal style all day.
Okay,
Yeah,
good.
That would be my. That would be mine.
Pepe, you need to gain a bunch of weight. Where are you going?
2 Milanesa tortas. I don't know if you know what that is. There you go.
By the way, a lot of fans of the
2
Milanesa
Milanesa tortas with everything. Okay. 2 gigantic pineapple juice. And
Love pineapple juice.
And plate of enchiladas with a lot of cream.
Jeez,
Okay.
how could you
there
eat
you
that
go.
much?
Pepe, putting it away. All right, is JB Long coming
We're going to do it right now. Let's bring
do you want
JB
us to
over.
go right to JB?
Oh,
Yeah,
live,
the great-
live, JB.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
great
there's
JP
no
Long.
clock today. We're at Rams training camp.
Let me
It's
go get
ones
him. Hold
versus ones right now. Kirk is here. Pepe's here. Lindsay Baseball and Morales is here.
You should ask him what his go-to fast food order
Very
is.
good idea. We absolutely will. Kevin Demoff has already stopped by. Duval Love was here, Lakers legend. Rams legend, a little bit earlier today. And joining us right now is the voice of the Los Angeles Rams, the great JB Long. JB, how you doing, man?
I love it.
What's going on?
Hey, Mace.
How's the offseason been?
Welcome back to Rams camp.
Thank you.
It's been a really, really nice offseason. Thank you. But I've been telling people I'm as rejuvenated and as excited about the prospects for this team for different reasons and in a different way than I have been for most of the Sean McVay era.
Explain. Different reasons, different way.
Well, I mean, I think the weight of expectations hits all of us, right? And those expectations have been a real privilege. We've all enjoyed everything that comes with them and living up to those expectations for the better part of the last 6 years. But now you enter a season where, especially as a storyteller and as a team broadcaster like I have the privilege of being, you get to know a roster that is basically 50% composed of individuals who've never taken an NFL snap.
Right.
And so not just their youthful enthusiasm in the spring, but now the dog days of summer, how have they matured, how have they settled into roles, and then 1 week from tonight, what does it look like when the lights are on at SoFi
I would imagine you're going to need
Stadium?
a really good spotter.
I have a very good spotter. Shout out to Dick Dornan, and a pronunciation guide and a little bit of study, maybe a lot of bit of study over this next week, and we'll be good to go.
You know what, JB? I've never asked you this question, but when it does come to a season like this, and you have the blank canvas of a football team, what is the first part of it that you attack as you get ready to remember a lot of these names, storylines? Like, do you break it down into position groups? Do you break it down into, like, who am I going to see the most? Like, how do you just look at it and say, okay, this is how I'm going to start for this season?
All our years together, and you got a question you've never asked before. I love it. I love it. See, this is why this time of year and this moment in time is really, really cool. I keep a working document through the offseason. It's literally just, .docx. It's Rams 2023 offseason notes. And every time I read something about an individual or a position group or a coach that I like, it gets plugged in because my memory is only as good as this conversation, and then off it goes.
Right.
But I know that when it's time to be like, okay, what do we know about player A, B, or C, and I start to plug them into my board and take that into a game, thankfully I've got a backlog of about 3 months worth of reading and material that when this individual makes his first play as a Ram come Saturday night, I want to just not only say his name right and correctly identify him, but I want our audience to know what's cool about his backstory. Like if Dresser Wynn gets into a game, like if he's the third quarterback for Saturday night, let's say, if he plays, like you better believe that I'm bringing up how he had 2 catastrophic injuries in college, lost his starting quarterback job, learned to punt, won the starting punting job so that he could stay a collegiate player, and eventually it came back around, led his college to a couple of championships, and now here he is in an NFL camp. Like that's the stuff that the next month is all about.
So you've been out here a lot, watching play. Who has popped for you in your mind? Who's popped of amongst the young guys?
Younger guys, not top-line guys. I think Byron Young looks the part. Like he might be leading the way in this rookie class that has a lot of edge rushing potential. I wouldn't be surprised if he's in the mix early on the edge, which is the position group that has the most questions. I think the most needs, and he also can give you something on special teams. Not a rookie, but I think Russ Yeast and Kobe Durant are both guys in the secondary that can have breakout campaigns. Let me see. How can you not like Steve Avila? I think he walks in the door as a plug-and-play guard. I think he very likely will be a starter.
By the way, you know what's interesting on the note of Steve Avila? Last year offensive line was an issue. Logan Bruss got hurt during the preseason. Now he's back. Now you've got 2 young pieces to sort of rebuild that offensive line. How does that come together, do you think?
Mace, I love the pulse that you've always had of these Rams because I think you hit it on the head. Like, who among us last December would have said the strength of the Rams training camp roster is their offensive line? I think it's their deepest, strongest position group, and I don't know what's second, maybe receiver. But I think that's a testament to what they weathered last year. And as we were going through it, we said, hey, the silver lining of this, and there aren't many, believe me, is that there are a lot of players right now who are getting meaningful opportunities in games that matter to us that we're getting to evaluate either at their projected position or maybe a different position. And when that swings around, we're going to be a deeper, more talented offensive line. And sure enough, now that they're healthy, now that they're lined up the way they're supposed to be, and that there's another draft class beneath them, it looks like an NFL offensive line. I think they can get back to mauling people this year. I really do.
How hard is it for you after the season ends and now? That time, does it? Do you go crazy like I do?
I do, Pepe. It's hard, too, because I don't get like all the massage and treatment and stuff that they do to kind of rejuvenate in the off-season. Maybe going to Cabo is the closest I get to a player's NFL off-season. But, that time is necessary, right? And I think if the Super Bowl years that we've been privileged to be a part of have taught me anything, it's when that offseason is shorter than you're used to and maybe than you need, you do feel it that next camp. As a broadcaster, in season, certainly as a player, because I think that was a component of what happened last year. So I try and make the use of the time, as we all do, friends, family, life goals, but come training camp, I'm ready to go. This is my new year. This is January 1, 2023 for me.
We were just talking about Mark Zuckerberg, who's trying to gain weight because he's working on training his martial arts.
Oh,
and
yeah,
stuff.
okay.
So he gave his McDonald's order, which is just astoundingly big. If I told you, you're a very thin guy, if I told you you've got to gain 10 pounds, where's your go-to fast food?
Whew. Could probably give you the places I wouldn't go. It's a shorter list.
Yeah.
I'm a pizza guy. I can eat an unfathomable amount of pizza.
Nice.
Like if we were to do a competition, like they have the hot dog eating contest or whatever, I think I would be like even deep dish. Like if you've ever had like Chicago deep dish pizza, I can knock down a large myself of those. Like when you make frozen pizza at home for the kids, and I got 2 of them.
Yep.
I make one for them and one for me.
Wow, you're hardcore.
So yeah, all that to say, what's our pizza sponsor?
Yeah, what's the go-to?
Help me stay on brand.
Pizza Hut. Yeah, we love Pizza Hut.
There we go.
So best.
I would start at Pizza Hut.
Pizza
Hut.
I don't blame you one bit. Don't blame you one bit.
I can seldom drive past the In-N-Out at LAX either.
It's tough.
So.
It's tough. Yeah.
It just looks different at night when you fly in. It's like you look down to the right as you're going in, and it's just
right there.
Man, and you come right out of the airport, and you're like, oh, man.
Those are some of my favorite conversations
right in front of me.
Because, like, when sometimes I park and I go in, and I've seen, like, Australians in there, and they're having their first In-N-Out experience. It's their destination as soon as they clear customs. And they're like, how about you? And I'm like, Oh, I just live over there around the corner. I come here all the time.
Yeah. No, back in the
It's
day,
just
that's
Tuesday
like
night
the
for me.
first thing my mom wanted to do when she came to town was, can we go to that hamburger place? They love In-N-Out. There's not. It's L.A.
It used to be
LA.
such a badge of honor, too. Do you ever have, like, the T-shirt that you would – anytime you were out of state, I was always rocking, like, the In-N-Out apparel. Because people would ask you about that, like, oh, what's that like? You've had it. Anyway.
Yeah. Well, listen, it is great seeing you. It's great being here at camp. We're ready for this. Can you believe you're going to be calling a game next weekend?
Given the answer that I gave to Pepe's question, yes, I guess I can.
There you go.
But at the same time, there's still a long runway between here and week 1 in Seattle, right? Like, they're almost 2 seasons to me because you're preparing for this group that's really fighting to carve out their space in this sphere, and I love that too. But then there's a whole nother layer of preparation that goes into you're kicking off a season against 2 division opponents and I think 4 Super Bowl contenders in the first 5 weeks with the youngest roster in franchise and maybe league history. Buckle up.
Yeah. All right, man. JB, it's great seeing you. Thank you very much for coming by.
Pepe,
Appreciate it.
Mace,
JB Long.
Thank you guys for having me.
You know, it's like a reflex. If somebody yells "whose house," it automatically it's a reflex.
Hey, you and I both have worse reflexes than that one.
True.
So.
It's true. All right. Thank you very much, JB Long. We're going to continue from Rams training camp at UC Irvine. Everybody's here. Lindsay Baseball and Morales and Pepe Mantilla and the great Kirk Morrison. Thanks a lot for listening. We're here till 7 o'clock, and we will hear from Matthew Stafford next hour. Mason, along with everybody here at Rams training camp, 710 ESPN. time.
Yes, sir.
Kirk Morrison, how
Yes,
you
sir.
feeling?
I feel great, man.
Yeah.
I feel great just watching the guys out there. You know, Matthew Stafford missed a ton of games last year, but yet you watch him rip off that throw right there. He looks good. He looks healthy for the first time in a long time.
Yeah.
You know, he was beat up last year. And then the offensive line didn't really make it easier for him. The different combinations. They led the National Football League in offensive line combinations.
Yeah.
They pretty much sat him the rest of the season. So he looks happy. He looks healthy. And he was ticked off. He had a veteran rest day, by the way, the other day.
Yeah.
He didn't say, oh, my God, he was out there coaching and all that. But he was pretty furious. He wanted to be out there playing. He wanted to be out there practicing. That's how I think, this season means a lot to him to get back and regain what he had just a couple years ago.
Yeah, yeah. And it's a big year. It's a big year.
Huge year.
I mentioned with JB, that Logan Bruss got hurt in the very first preseason game last year. They've got him back, and they got Steve Avila now on that offensive line. And you've got two. I think Bruss was a third-round pick, and Avila was a second-round pick, right?
Yes.
Top of the second.
Yeah. The Rams will be picking the first round for the first time, Nick.
Yeah, how about that?
Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
That they'll have a pick on Thursday of the NFL draft.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
In Detroit, by the way.
It's in Detroit?
Wow. Why do you say it like that?
That's the same thing I say, Chris. Like, why
So
would
you're talking about the 2024 NFL draft.
2024.
Guess what, Mace?
NFL
We
draft.
could be there live.
We're not going to go live to Detroit.
We're going live.
Live
will
from
be
Detroit.
Detroit Rock City with
There it
Mace.
is.
Yeah, no, not
The
happening.
2024 drafts in Detroit.
So I want to ask
What's
you,
wrong with Detroit? Honestly, RoboCop was shot there.
Look, here's the thing. I know this for a fact.
Yes.
That when they want to shoot something that is like post-industrial, end of the world, apocalyptic, they don't go to Cleveland. They go to Detroit.
I mean, they
Go
could
to
go to Cleveland,
Detroit.
different part.
No, time
No,
out.
Cleveland's not that at all.
They've actually
Why do
shot,
they go to Detroit?
They shot a lot of good movies in Cleveland, including The Avengers, just so you know.
Oh, okay, yeah. But they're not shooting it there because it's like
Correct.
wreckage
Yes,
and
correct.
disaster.
Right.
No, because Detroit's just a mess. The city's a mess.
I agree with you.
Well,
has been for
they
a
have
long
a
time.
waiting list for season tickets, by the way, now.
The Lions do?
Yes, they do.
Well, but the Lions are going to
waiting
be
list
like
now.
my sneaky. It's not. They're actually
we
not.
couldn't see this coming. His Jared Goff.
Jared Goff. Look.
Jared Goff last year was the second best quarterback in the NFC. Do you dispute that, Kirk Morrison?
You said the second best quarterback?
Second best quarterback in the NFC.
They're going to be
After
good.
Jalen Hurts.
Yes,
The,
I'll give you that.
Lions are going to be good this
For the whole season, yes.
Yes.
Because Brock Purdy played well, but it was only like 5
Correct.
games.
Are you a Brock Purdy believer?
No, I'm not. I need to see it again. One
Yeah.
more year. I need another year of the Purdy.
I have read that a lot of people believe the 49ers, who I hate, despise, hate the 49ers.
Yes, they'll be here soon.
And they're week 2, right?
Week 2.
Week 2.
September 17th.
That is a what do you think of the 49ers this year, given the fact that they've got a question mark at quarterback in Brock Purdy?
Question mark at quarterback, possibly.
Yeah.
But Sam Darnold, could he possibly be the starter? That's the Rams' home opener, too, September 17th.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, so that'll be fun. They got a new defensive coordinator, Steve Wilkes, who takes over for D'Amico Ryans, who's the new head coach.
Right.
With the Houston Texans. This is the rivalry. I mean, these two teams, think about it, the Rams and the 49ers have been to 4 of the previous, last
6 Super Bowls? Yeah.
So you have a lot riding on this game, right?
It's going to be very important for the Rams to beat the 49ers because people particularly don't like to see the Rams losing against the 49ers
Right.
at SoFi Stadium.
Well,
we just know what that game
I don't
truly
like
means.
it. I don't like it.
We know what that game means.
we've won the only one that's important.
That's it.
We won the NFC
it.
Championship
Correct.
game.
That's right.
The 49ers
That's
actually were the reason we went to the Super Bowl and won it, because the 49ers went to Dallas,
Yes.
then the 49ers went to Green Bay, then we got home field advantage. 49ers came here, we beat them. And that's the one that counted. That's the one that mattered.
Totally agree with you.
Well, you go up to the Bay Area, they always say Jaquaski Tart.
Oh
That's the
yeah,
name.
Jaquaski Tart. Yeah, I know. They're still
That's the
complaining
name.
about. They're still complaining about Nickel Roby-Coleman too.
You know what?
There are weird plays in every Super Bowl run.
You know what I read today? It was the same thing. Nickel Roby-Coleman. The people of New Orleans still have not gotten an apology from Jared Goff.
Apology?
They want an apology from Jared Goff.
How many pass interference calls have been missed while Jared Goff was the quarterback?
Right.
I mean, seriously, they get missed every single game.
People want an apology from Jared Goff.
Yeah,
Why?
do not apologize.
I mean, that one was missed. I mean,
there's no question it was missed. I mean, he slammed.
missed.
I think that Tommy Lee Lewis. I think was the name of that
think it
receiver.
was, yeah.
Tommy Lee Lewis.
I mean,
Ridiculous.
Sounds like a fighter.
Yeah.
by the way, the other day, Mason and Kirk.
Yeah.
So Sedano and Beto were going through the schedule.
Yeah.
Sedano's going hard with his 9-10 wins.
Yeah, I like 9. Wow. I like 9. 9 in the
Kirk didn't
9
comment
in the
on
playoffs. Kirk, what is that grimace on your face? Why do you have a grimace on your face?
I feel like this is a team that's going to flirt with 9-10 wins, but they're right around, I think, the 7-8 wins.
So I've been saying 7 and 9.
7 and 9.
7 to 9 wins.
7 and 9 wins.
I think that's exactly the right range, and I think they get to 9.
And the thing about that is considered successful for what this team has had. This is not a rebuild.
If this team makes the playoffs, that is a huge accomplishment.
Now, look, I'm reminded of the Rams of the Seattle Seahawks of last year.
Right.
The Seattle Seahawks going into last year, everyone thought they were tanking.
Yeah.
They were like, oh, they're just going to tank.
Yeah,
they're going to have
Geno Smith, I mean, seriously.
They made the playoffs. I look at the Rams as similar to the Seattle Seahawks with a better quarterback. They just got a lot of young players that are going to have to step up, but you still have your pillars.
Right.
The pillars are on offense in Matthew Stafford and Cooper Kupp. On defense, Aaron Donald, and then the guys are going to be around him. I still think the team between 7 to 9 wins is perfect in a league that, I mean, it's just going to be difficult. It's going to be.
I think it's going to be 8 to 9.
Cleveland,
8 to 9.
The New York Giants. Look at their first 6 games.
Yeah.
Like, just look at the first 6 games.
Oh, I know. I mean, at Seattle, home San Francisco, at Cincinnati, at the Colts, who are a mess. That's
4 of their first 5 games are against playoffs.
Then you got the Eagles.
Yeah.
The Super Bowl champs.
Go ahead. Yeah.
So they could be 3-3 out of that.
You hope.
Yeah, if they can get, honestly, I'd take 2 and 3 out of that stretch. Wouldn't you take 2 and 3?
2 and 3. First 5 games, I would take 2 and 3.
You've got the Bengals, you've got the Niners, and you've got the Eagles.
Mm-hmm. I take 2 and 3 out of that.
I think 3 and 3. It's gonna be.
You think 3 and 3?
Oh, you're throwing in that Arizona game. Yeah, that Arizona game is.
The Arizona game.
I saw the Cardinals last week.
You have it.
I was in Arizona. Went to a Cardinals camp. Very confident that the Rams can.
Now is
that is a team that they can beat.
So, in your mind, are they tanking for Caleb Williams? I'm talking about Arizona.
I wouldn't say that they're tanking for Caleb Williams. That's not the thought that I got leaving there. I saw Kyler Murray. He's running on the side. He's about 3 or 4 months away. He's still got that nasty limp. Right. Still can run faster than a lot of people. But they have a situation where they may not be tanking for Caleb Williams, but it may just happen organically.
Right.
Because if you know you're not going to play Kyler Murray in the beginning because he's hurt.
Yep.
But
why bring him back?
You're halfway through a season, and it's like, why bring him back?
Yeah.
And he's healthy. Why not try to use him for trade? Maybe?
So who's going to play quarterback for Cincinnati on the first game?
Oh, Joe Burrow. He'll be back.
I think Joe Burrow will be back.
Yeah.
Yeah, Joe Burrow should be back.
Yeah, he'll be back.
You know, it's weird. The MVP odds have changed dramatically.
How much?
So
give me that.
The obvious people are the obvious people, but I want to ask you about Justin Fields, who has gone to an 18% chance of being the most valuable player of the National Football League.
I'm not.
Do you
there.
get that?
No. I'm not buying in yet. I need to see it first.
Yeah.
I'm not buying into the hype of Justin Fields and the Chicago Bears.
So who do you think is going to be the MVP?
I mean, until you defeat him, Patrick Mahomes. I mean, it's the same thing every single year. Every time you doubt Kansas City, they just prove you wrong. So he and Jalen Hurts are at my top. My dark horse is Lamar Jackson.
Yep.
But, I mean, think about it. The MVP is a quarterback award.
Yes,
so we know it has to go to an outstanding quarterback. Who could be that?
Yeah, nobody.
Right. Nobody. It goes to the best quarterback on the best team. Burrow is going to be in there.
Hurts.
Aaron Rodgers can't be in there, but
Stafford back from the crowd there.
Yeah, but the Rams will have to go like
How about
13-4. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Josh Allen could be.
Remember Josh? It was Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes last year.
Yeah,
Burrow has pushed down Josh Allen.
Right, because Kansas City plays Cincinnati every year now. And
Josh Allen pushed Josh Allen down.
What's that say about Josh Allen?
That'll be interesting to see because he and what is his name? Diggs.
Stephon Diggs.
Stephon. I'm thinking of Trayvon, his brother, down there in Oxnard with the Cowboys. But Stephon and him, that'll be a situation we got to watch because if the Buffalo Bills aren't playing at that high level that people expect them at, there's going to be a lot of tension there. And I think that's kind of wearing off on the luster that we have for Josh Allen.
Yeah.
It was a lot. Everybody was fanboying. Josh Allen, oh, my God. And last year you got –
He's dating somebody famous now. I never think that's a good idea, dating somebody famous.
Why you say that?
Because it occupies a lot of your time. Like, if you – like –
I mean, Aaron Rodgers dated – remember he was dating
Shailene Woodley.
Shailene Woodley.
He got a lot of flack
but
for
before
that.
her, he was
what's her?
from
Newsroom.
Danica Patrick.
Danica Patrick.
And then before her was from Newsroom.
Yeah.
Olivia Munn. You're
Olivia
right. Well, maybe my.
I mean, he still keeps going.
I'm talking like
Aaron Rodgers.
He can't win a Super Bowl since like 12, 15 years ago. But that's okay.
Yeah, but he's dating a lot of nice-looking.
Is that his fault? Is that his fault?
Not all his fault. Yeah. Not all his fault.
Josh Allen is dating. Who's he dating?
He's dating someone named Haley Steinfeld, who's a singer and an actress.
Isn't everybody
dating a singer and an actress?
I'm just saying, like, it's just he's a singer and an actress. Isn't everybody now?
Hey, aside from this, let me ask you this question. I don't know if you've ever been asked this before.
Sure.
Did you have a lot of groupies when you were a player? Did you, like, when you checked into a hotel, were there, like, groupies there waiting for you?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, before I was married, I'm going to say it was not groupies, but I would just say this. There were places where you would go where what the
you're thinking about
what
it,
the
man.
atmosphere looked like.
Yeah.
You know what.
Were
the
you married
atmosphere
during your
was.
playing career?
Not until the end.
Not until the end.
So I waited to the end.
Right.
Okay.
And it was. I'm glad I did. There were just, as a young man in the National Football
They were
League, yeah, I mean, there was a lot. There was a lot going on.
Yeah.
And, I went to San Diego State, so going back to San Diego for, an off season, it was good to go down to the beach and hang out. Had a couple of extra dollars in my pocket that I didn't have the year before, so I wouldn't necessarily call them groupies. I would just say that the atmosphere of people that you were around, it was plentiful.
So Pepe, as the Spanish language voice of the Lakers and a legend, what about you? Groupies? Do you have any groupies, Pepe? No. I mean, I know.
But I'm learning how to be as, man.
Yeah. Yeah, that was actually a very well handled answer. Because my imagination is, you said one thing and then I'm thinking something else.
And he's thinking that.
And he's thinking of something else too.
I would say that. You know where to go. You know where to go.
All right, coming up next for you, we're going to do a little game of games. Lindsay, you wrote a game of games, huh?
I always have a lot of game of games.
Do you always have one?
Yeah, you know how many times, like, Jorge or Greg or whatever, be like, hey, you got a game?
Hey, I didn't write a game.
Yeah.
Is it going to be multiple choice?
No, I don't like multiple choice.
Is it name as your buzzer?
No, it's just yes or no.
Yes, sir. Okay, yes or no.
How much do you miss Corporate Greg, by the way? He's back Monday.
I'm looking forward to having him back. I want to hear stories of Vegas. Apparently, he just tore up the town.
He went to Vegas?
Yeah, he was in Vegas.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Town. Yeah.
You know he went to the Dodger game.
I know he's at the Dodger game. Yeah, he's been around. If you follow him on Instagram, he's been having a good time. Well-deserved vacation on assignment for us. All right, we are live from Rams training camp. Matthew Stafford is going to be here in a little while. It is me and Kirk Morrison, along with Pepe Mantilla, Morales, and Lindsay Baseball. And we'll do a little game of games coming up next for you. Live from Irvine, Mason. There, I keep
Mason
almost saying Mason and Ireland.
Almost.
Okay.
Live from training camp, 710 ESPN.
ilusión de amar. Ya me voy a la barranca a sembrar surcos de arroz. Yo te enseñaré, chamaca, cómo se mancuernan dos. Me puse a amar a una mujer con la ilusión de amar.
NFL.
He's wrapped up and sacked at the one by Aaron Donald.
And together, it would lead to a Lombardi Trophy for LA.
A Lombardi Trophy for Los Angeles.
But then, Coach's sixth season would be an injury-plagued nightmare. After a 5-12 finish, McVay's first losing season was thought to possibly be his last with the Rams, as predictions of a team rebuild loomed. Today, the road back to the Super Bowl begins.
Hi, this is Coach Sean McVay. It's time for Rams training camp.
Head coach Sean McVay is back.
Matthew Stafford is back.
Cooper Kupp is back.
And Aaron Donald is back.
And we are back with Rams football on 710 ESPN.
Hi, this is Matthew Stafford of your Los Angeles Rams. It's time for Rams training camp.
It's the Training Camp Saturday Special with Steve Mason and Kirk Morrison, live from Rams training camp.
On your home of Rams football.
Here we go. Are we ready to get it rolling for a Saturday? From Crawford Field at UC Irvine, here is Steve Mason and Kirk Morrison.
It is our third hour live from Rams training camp at UC Irvine. Right after practice, we're going to talk to Matthew Stafford. He's going to come over here, quarterback for the Los Angeles Rams. In the meantime, it's me and Kirk. Morales is here. The great Pepe Mantilla is here. Lindsay Baseball is here. We talked to Kevin Demoff. We talked to Rams legend Duval Love earlier in the show. We talked to J.B. Long, voice of the Rams, and we're going to talk to Sam Lagana, who's the voice of the Rams inside SoFi Stadium coming up. In the meantime, we're going to do a little game of games. And Lindsay, you say you have a backlog of games, and you've got one for us today.
Well, I have one that I thought would be good for today because I know that you went to Del Mar with Cappy.
Yep.
Oh,
and you were, tell them, how was it?
Oh, yeah, I hit 4
didn't get to hear.
trifectas that day. It was a great day. Cappy is the mayor of Del Mar. Took
4
me to the stables
trifectas?
and everything.
Wow.
He's the mayor.
He's the mayor.
Like you have to be there to see it.
Honestly,
he works the crowd.
Have you been there? Have
Del
you
Mar?
seen him?
Yes, I've seen him. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, he walks right past
he's a man.
security into the middle of the paddock, and
Like he'll act like he's really humble with us.
Yeah.
Oh, but he's the guy.
Yeah.
Like you go down there, he knows everybody.
I've been watching this show that Cappy did called Stable Wars. Have you seen Stable
He
Wars?
told me about it, and then he said, "Oh my gosh, somebody sent me the link to it. It's on YouTube or whatever." And I meant to watch it, and he's like they basically are following him around with cameras with him and his horses.
It's called Tubi.
Okay,
And there are
that's
like
what it is.
3 competing stables, and then you go back and forth. It's like Real Housewives, but with horse owners. It's very entertaining. I guess the show ended up going away, but Cappy's very good on it. So, Linz, what do you got?
So, as I was saying, I decided to do this game because you were talking about maybe buying a horse. I don't know if you're actually going to do that or not.
I was disallowed
by
my home mate.
I also went to horse racing at Northfield Park MGM in Cleveland when I was home.
Okay.
And it was a great time. I only won the first race, though. I did not get 3 trifectas.
Okay.
In fact, when I went to the window to turn my ticket in, the guy looked at me and he was like, "Oh, you should have bet a trifecta box." And I was like, "What is that?" I don't know.
Oh, you could have hit the tri box.
But anyway, so my game is EDM artist or racehorse.
Okay.
So I'm going to give you a name.
Alrighty.
And you're going to tell me, is this person an electronic dance music artist or is it a racehorse?
Okay.
Okay?
Ready.
All right. Number 1, Kirk.
Yeah.
Yeats. Is Yeats a racehorse or an EDM artist?
EDM artist.
That is incorrect. Yeats is a racehorse.
Oh, okay. Kirk is 0 for 1. Well, how
Already
does this
0 for
work?
1.
3 strikes and you're out?
Sure.
Okay.
I mean, or we could just keep score. I got 10 of them.
Okay, cool.
10, 12, 15. Pepe, I'll go with you next. 20 Fingers. Is that an EDM artist or a racehorse?
A racehorse.
Incorrect. That is an EDM artist.
Oh, man.
I feel like you probably would have known that one, so I didn't give that to you. Did you know that one, Kirk?
No, I didn't. But
You guys don't remember that song, Short, Man, don't want.
yeah.
That's 20 Fingers.
Okay.
Okay. Mason.
Okay.
Is Chocolate Puma an EDM artist or a racehorse?
EDM.
You got it.
Yeah.
Good job, Mace.
On the board. On the board.
First one on the
All right.
board. I have a feeling that you may
All
be
right.
good at this.
Here
All
we
right. Back to Kirk.
Yeah.
Zed's Dead. Is that a racehorse or an EDM artist?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with an EDM artist.
Correct. Good job, Kirk.
Yep.
Good
I don't know if I
guess.
want a horse named Zed's Dead.
No,
Yeah,
Zed's
probably
dead.
not.
Don't
Yeah,
put
no,
dead
I
on
can't
the
keep
name of
putting.
your
Yeah, I
horse.
can't do that on the horse.
Yeah.
All right, on that same note, Pepe. Is Overdose a racehorse or an EDM artist?
Overdose.
Artist.
He says EDM.
It's a racehorse.
Oh, no.
See?
Probably have not won very many races, though, with a name like Overdose.
Overdose, yeah.
Yep.
All right, Mace. So far, we've got Mace 1, Kirk 1, Pepe yet to scratch. Mace, how about Zuzu Dini? Is Zuzu Dini a racehorse or an EDM
That's
artist?
a racehorse.
Correct. Good job, Mace. Mace, you got 2
man.
There we go.
With
All right, there you go.
confidence.
I'll do one more round.
Okay.
All right.
We got one more round. Here
Let me
we go.
find some hard ones here. Let's see. How about Kirk Stormcat? Is Stormcat an EDM artist or a racehorse?
Stormcat. That sounds like a EDM artist.
Incorrect. It's a racehorse.
Yeah, I thought that was a racehorse for
Stormcat?
sure. Yeah, Stormcat.
Stormcat.
Yep.
A horse is not a cat.
Pepe?
Pepe, how about
Where do you get that from?
Bizarre Inc? Is
Stormcat.
Bizarre Inc an EDM artist or a racehorse?
Racehorse.
Incorrect. EDM artist.
Oh, no.
All right, wow, Pepe. You done.
Mason already won,
I've got
but
this one, but
I'll
let's
give
do
you one
for
more
fun.
anyway.
Let
All
me see
right.
if I can nail this.
All right, Armin van Buren. Is that an EDM artist or a racehorse?
Armin van Buren. I'm going to go EDM artist.
Correct.
Yeah.
Good job, Mace.
I own this game.
Do you want me to ask you guys the tiebreaker just in
Yes.
case?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. What you got?
So on Spotify's top 150 EDM hits of all time,
okay.
what number is the song "We Found Love" by Calvin Harris and Rihanna?
Okay.
Whoever
We
gets
found love in
closest.
an open place.
Yeah, whoever
And
gets closest
It's
wins.
1 to
1 to 150.
150. Okay.
The all-time.
Whoever's
I am-
closest.
I'm going to say number 77. Pepe?
75.
75. Kirk?
36.
36.
It's 23. Kirk wins.
Kirk with the win there.
So-
So you did salvage that,
I
Kirk.
salvaged that. All right.
Yeah, that's all right.
That's actually like a good nightclub. It's
It is.
safe.
That's
it's
a good
It's
song.
a safe song.
What, the Calvin Harris song?
Calvin Harris. Yeah.
It's on my crowd pleasers list on Spotify.
It's a good safe song.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
You can
It
go
is.
a
Yeah.
lot of different venues, a lot of different places. Could be a good wedding song or reception.
I found love in a. I guess so.
an open place. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess you. Could
It's a
play
good
that at
dance
wedding.
song.
Yeah,
Go
well
it's a good
for
dance
it.
song.
What's your favorite wedding song, Mace?
Wedding song. We've got tonight.
What's
By
that?
Bob Seger?
Yeah, by
Really?
Bob
That's a
Seger.
great
We've
song.
got tonight.
Oh.
Tomorrow. That was actually my high school prom theme song.
Oh, really?
You know how you picked a
Yeah.
song? It was "We've Got Tonight."
That's like a good one for that. Ours was "Time of Your Life" by Green Day.
Oh, that's good.
I thought it was stupid.
Oh no!
Not a fan.
Another turning point, a fork stuck in
Back
the road.
that thing up by Juvenile.
That was yours? Shut up.
I mean,
Girl, you look good. Won't you back that thing up?
That is amazing.
Peppy, what about you?
My wedding song was "You're Just Too Good to Be True."
Aw, that's adorable. What
Frankie
version?
Valli,
What
right?
version?
Yeah.
The original version?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, very
It's a great song.
Morales, you. What about you?
For a wedding song?
Prom theme.
I don't remember.
You don't remember? Of
course he doesn't
You know what's weird
remember.
about Morales? I don't know. I know virtually nothing about.
You know
his
a lot
background.
about me.
I don't know very much background. Because you hold everything. All the cards are close to your chest.
Well, maybe if
They
you
don't know
called
what's
me
going
more
on.
like the other day.
What?
I
did
actually
call.
called the other day like a Sedano move.
I did call Morales.
Usually
the
just
other day.
text.
Yeah, I know.
It's been a lot of communication for us this week, more than normal.
Actually quite a bit.
We should keep
yeah.
it up.
We are connecting. In
I mean,
a real
don't
way.
keep up the insanity, but keep up the communication.
Yes, I will absolutely do that. Where's Sam Lagana?
Sam Lagana's coming up in just a few minutes.
Okay,
and then
Sam Lagana's going to join us.
Yeah, he's over there
Of
talking.
course, Matthew Stafford
is
after
gonna join
practice.
us.
Yeah.
Practice still going on, Kirk. We should mention, you brought this up with Kevin Demoff and with JB Long.
Yeah.
The idea that exhibition games or preseason games may mean something this year as opposed to previous years with Sean McVay. Do you think we'll see starters in that game next weekend against the Chargers.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Think about the Rams roster right now. I believe, what's the number that I know? It's 14 draft picks, 36 first-year guys all together.
Bunch of undrafted free agents.
You've got a bunch of guys that I know when I first got into the league, I had an older veteran named Ted Washington used to always say, you haven't worked enough hours to have any say in this locker room. So meaning that whatever the older guys said, like it was like, these are the rules. This is what's going on.
Right.
So you got a lot of young guys who are going to have to go out there and play. Usually you didn't have to play preseason. Once you got into year 3, year 4, you're established. Basically, I have enough film for you to understand who I am as a player.
Sure.
That's not the case with a lot. Like you mentioned, Logan Bruss.
Yeah.
Not enough film.
No, I saw him. I saw him get hurt last year. There was no film. It was like one of the first plays of the game.
So you're getting like basically another, top round draft pick coming off the injury.
It's like having a top draft pick back. Yeah,
all over again.
So do you think guys will win starting jobs during the preseason, or do you think those are already penciled in? Are they on the board?
I think you've already got guys penciled in as starters. You're just looking for validation next week.
But some of them will get the chance.
Yeah. You'll see.
Yeah. All right. So preseason could be interesting this year. All right. Coming up next for you, the great Sam Lagana is going to stop by. After that, Matthew Stafford, Super Bowl winning quarterback of the Los Angeles Rams. We are live from Rams camp at UC Irvine, 710 ESPN.
Esa vez
We continue through our special live training camp coverage. Pepe Mantilla's hanging out, and Morales and Lindsay, and, of course, Kirk Morrison, who's actually been out there and has done it. And joining us, interception.
Q Lake.
We are joined right now by the voice of SoFi Stadium, Sam Lagana. Sam, how you doing, man?
It's great to be with you, Steve. Nice to see you, Kirk, and everybody, Pepe, and it's wonderful to be out here with you guys at Crawford Field and the Rams house at Irvine.
Exactly. So who invented Whose House, Rams House?
It is an organic experience.
Yeah?
Yeah, it comes out of the people, really, and that whole movement of, running back, if you will, back to the days of Run DMC.
Yeah.
Whose house runs house.
Yeah.
And as it evolves and they're coming back to Los Angeles and we're bringing people together that are uniting from all these different generations, the opportunity to celebrate life together and to find something that can unite and tie in. And it's something that people had kind of experienced before. And we gave it a go on that first Dallas Cowboys preseason game 8 seasons ago.
Isn't that a beautiful answer? That's a great answer right there. I like that.
You ever remember what happened that first play of the game? In that first preseason
in the Cowboys game?
In the Cowboys game?
The play? No.
There was the kickoff.
Oh, yeah.
And they returned the kickoff.
Yeah. Oh, my God, yes.
Here we go. Football
now that
in Los Angeles.
Yeah. And then
touchdown.
Yeah, that's
Cowboys.
Exactly, I think, what I said.
But you know
that's
what,
a good move.
I would love to, and I asked this question to JB earlier, but I would love to hear it from you because so many people hear your voice.
Yeah.
And they just think that you have the microphone and you just speak.
Yeah.
But tell us your game day interactions and your game day protocols and kind of what you go through having a spotter and people around you to keep you up to date on what's happening with so much in front of you.
Oh, that's a great question.
Appreciate that. Thank you.
It is. I am sitting with a team that's kind of unbelievable.
Yes.
So I don't have a headset on because I want to kind of feel the environment. So assisting me all of these 8 seasons has been Garrett Nakagawa, who's here today as well.
Garrett, I see you.
What's up, Garrett?
And Garrett's our spotter, and he was turned on to me by a guy named Gary Paskowitz.
Oh, of course.
If you remember Gary.
The late, great Gary Paskowitz.
And years ago, and one of my dear friends. And then we also have Rafael Lopez that works with us and takes care of our kind of our stage managing.
Yeah.
But then I work with just a great team with Sarah and Chadwick.
Right.
And Marissa, and there's just a slew of people. And then we have sound engineers, and we have just a wonderful group that ties in. And so I call it a squawk box that these folks can all talk to me. I can't talk back to them.
Okay.
So they can talk to Garrett, and they can talk to Ralph. And they can sort of communicate that way. And so Ralph's kind of stage managing where are we going next? What commercial? Hey, you got to do a spot for ESPN LA 710. Throw it up to the board and
you drop my
do
name
that.
in there?
Always. Always.
Of course.
For sure we drop in Kirk's.
Yeah,
but,
right. So let me ask you, as you do the games, are there different levels of Whose House, What's Our House, and Whose House, Rams House? In other words, like at the beginning of the game, is it a little bit more subdued, and then the end of the game, it gets a little bit more How does that, in your mind, how does that work, Whose House, Rams House?
Okay, so with the Whose House, Rams House, here's the takeaways. We're going to do it at the kickoff of the introductions of the team. So that once the opening video, you're going to hear it then. Then you're going to hear it after we score.
Right.
And then you don't really hear it unless there's a significant moment.
Right.
But otherwise, it's pretty much when we score, also at the halftime when we come back.
Right.
So those are the times that it gets in. It's generally the same, but it's all live.
Right.
And so it's not recorded. We're rolling live with it. And it's kind of good. Going back, by the way, to your game day question, which I think is interesting.
Yeah.
We arrive at like 7 in the morning on game day.
Wow.
And
is
our
that
teams,
right?
Yeah, and we go through rehearsals and everything because there is so much going on with the entertainment at halftime, with production quality. And the Rams are really dedicated to the fans to make sure that all of this is done well.
It is a really well-produced game.
Yeah, and to make sure it's done extraordinarily. So we go through a long rehearsal to make sure it happens. And then we open the doors 2 hours before the game, which to me has always been fun. Even back to the Coliseum, the doors are now open for Los Angeles Rams football. And the roar you hear inside the stadium when there's nobody there to the people outside. And then the 2 hours of pregame.
Right.
is great for the fans.
Who do you think hates the Niners more, me or you?
You probably.
Yeah,
yes.
me.
I'm honestly.
I
say
despise the Niners.
I know.
God, I hate them.
But when the Rams are kicking butt, Sam, think about it.
Oh, exactly right.
When the Rams are kicking butt, I get to hear a lot of you.
Yeah.
Because I get a lot of, it's third down. Can I get one? Can I just give me a little organic third down?
Yeah, it is a third down.
Yeah.
Just it's a growl, right?
Yeah. So
good.
Do you stand up? Are you sitting down?
No, I stand the whole game.
Oh, okay.
And we've stood the whole game.
That keeps the energy up.
Yeah, and it's also probably better for your diaphragm when you're announcing and speaking, and you're not using your vocal cords and challenging yourself as much. But yeah, it's a great experience to be standing, and we're down in the end zone, by the way, much like the view you have here, 7 floors up.
See, I like this view. I like the view from the end zone because you can see the play break out the way it does. Do you get what I'm saying, Kirk? I like standing in the end zone or being at the end of the field.
See, I need to be
50-yard line.
I need to because there's so much going on.
Well, if you're calling a game,
if you're calling a game,
But what if you're just watching? You want to watch a game from?
If you're just watching a game, yeah, I still like the 50 because I'm looking at everything. See, and this is one thing I love about football, and maybe you can answer this question as well. We all watch the game differently.
Yep.
Yeah.
Quarterbacks watch the quarterback. I play defense, so I watch the linebackers. I've seen offensive linemen. They watch the offensive line. Aaron Donald may look at the defensive line before he looks at anything else. Where are your eyes at on game day?
You know, it's funny. I probably try to focus mostly on what's happening with the quarterback and the play overall because I have to figure out, and I need the help at times too, when there's that scrum on the tackle, Garrett is very, very helpful to identify who was the tackler, because there's sometimes 4 or 5 guys, and they're on the opposite end of the field. So we do that. But I'm kind of looking at, okay, where is it on the layout?
Right.
And how's it going to affect the next play? And what are we going to be going to? And how are we going to spread that over to the fans?
Yeah.
Because, 2nd and 2, and if it's us on offense, right, we're laying down kind of quietly.
Mm-hmm.
But if we're on defense, then we're really involved a little bit more. And there's a lot of parameters. We have to be out by 20 seconds on the play clock.
Yeah.
All the music and all of the announcing. We could sneak in a very quick when the visiting team is on offense. We can speak into 3rd down and 10 to go.
Right.
Very quietly, but it can have no favoritism.
Mm-hmm.
And those are the rules of the NFL.
Before we let you go, I think, we got a lot of Rams fans here. And I think this merits a Whose House, Rams House.
Oh, okay. A duet?
You guys are ready?
Yeah, ready?
All right, let's go.
Whose house? Whose house? Whose house? There we go. Nice.
You guys are up to take my job. I know.
Nice.
It's great.
You're the best.
Thanks so much, Steve. Thanks, Kurt. I just did the voiceover for the promotion for ESPN LA in SoFi Stadium.
Oh, nice.
There we go.
This morning. So you'll hear it all next week.
Awesome, man. Well, we're looking
7 days from today. Let's go. Rams
Sam,
House.
days. Wow.
God
Sam,
bless
that's
you
the
guys.
one that promotes Sedano and Cap, right?
No, it's actually the one I did today promotes Kurt and Travis.
Oh, beautiful. Okay, good.
There we go.
Show. That
Yeah.
post-game.
Okay, good.
Post-game.
Yeah.
Yeah, the post-game show.
I'm good.
Listen to him. Rerun the game with the Rams on the post-game show.
Exactly.
7:10 L.A.
Yeah, there you go.
Beautiful.
Sam,
See you
thank
guys.
you very
Thanks,
much,
guys.
man.
God bless you.
Appreciate it. Sam Lagana there, the voice of SoFi Stadium.
Yes, indeed.
Matthew Stafford's going to come by here in a couple of minutes. Why are you constantly needling? You're constantly needling.
By the way, do you know who's hosting the Rams postgame show next week?
Yes, I heard this. The great Beto Duran.
With Travis.
Yeah, I think that's great.
Kirk's got something more
not
important to do,
available, right?
apparently. No, he's doing pregame, right?
Pregame show, yeah.
He's going to be at alumni weekend, aren't you?
I have an alumni event. I have.
Oh, well,
it's going to be popping down there.
In Vegas?
preseason.
Yeah.
Oh, it's going to be popping.
wait
Put my
a
business
minute.
out there like that. You know what I mean?
Off
I
to
thought everyone
Vegas.
was going.
Yeah, no, it's a little weekend.
Yeah.
Get a chance to. Just actually a day and a half.
Yeah.
You could get a lot in the day and a half. You know
A
what I
day
mean?
and a half.
Yeah.
I have to come back Sunday
Right.
night.
Yeah.
Why?
Because the Los Angeles school district, Unified School District,
Yeah.
they start school on Monday.
Wow.
August 14th.
That's so early.
The 14th
That's
of
crazy
August.
early.
That is so early.
So for me, that's one thing that I pride myself on. I'm all in on the drop off.
Oh, nice.
Oh yeah, I'm all in.
Oh, that's.
I got to know what's going on.
That's beautiful.
So I'm all in the drop off.
Yeah, that's worth a round of
You walk
applause
off,
right there. Yeah.
I'm walking inside the school, letting everybody know, hey, I'm here.
Yeah, nice.
Do you gossip in the drop-off line?
Do I? Well,
Come on, you
it
know you do a
depends.
little.
Trust me, it is a fashion show. If you're
Is
not,
it a fashion show?
Oh, it's
so
fashion.
you've got to bring your drip.
It's a whole
if you're
thing,
not-
Mace.
Well, that was good.
Yeah,
You knowing the
gotta
word
bring
drip.
Good use,
I know
yeah.
the word drip.
That was
I-
nice, Mace.
I
That was
gotta
nice.
bring I have
out,
great drip.
your Metcons, your Lululemons, your
Oh, yeah.
Aloe, your Nike,
Fioris.
dry fits, everything.
Yeah.
So, it's a little fun time.
Yeah, good.
To be around.
Good. All right, we're going to get a break in because Rams are going to be wrapping up practice, and Matthew Stafford is going to come by, and we'll talk to him. We are live from Rams training camp in Irvine, and we are here till 7. Are we here till 7 o'clock? Yes, 7 o'clock.
yeah.
The whole gang is here. Kirk is here, and Pepe, and Lindsay Baseball, and Morales, and our whole street team. Coming right back on 710 ESPN.
Saturday Special with Steve Mason and Kirk Morrison.
To the end zone. Cooper Kupp. Touchdown, LA!
On 710 ESPN.
Now back to Irvine.
Now back to Mace and Kirk Morrison.
Yes, indeed, that Saturday Special. They're not applauding for us. They're applauding for Matthew Stafford.
Thank you very much. Oh, that was not for me?
No. Matthew Stafford, the great Rams quarterback, will join us in just a few minutes. And by the way, tonight, the Michelob Ultra Watch Party, it's going down already. It started in the city of Anaheim at Angelo's Burgers, 515 South State College Boulevard. Producer Lindsay and I, Lindsay Baseball, and Pepe Montilla are going to stop by on our way after camp.
Nice.
So we'll be there about 7:45. Goes tonight, getting you ready for the U.S. national team. They're playing at 2 a.m. against Sweden tonight.
Against Sweden.
Or is that this morning?
Sweden
tomorrow morning.
Tomorrow morning.
Okay.
Sweden, one of the best teams in the tournament. This is a really tough match. Kirk,
So this
break
is
it down.
Thank you.
This is the final.
Break it down, Kirk. Break down.
Is this the final game of the? Before the
No,
knockout?
this is quarterfinals knockout round.
It's knockout round.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So that's tonight.
That's tonight.
In
Knockout
Anaheim.
round.
Michelob
Okay.
Ultra, thanks to them, proud supporters of U.S. soccer.
Yes.
There. And, of course, 2.6 carbs, 95 calories.
That's
Michelob
it?
Ultra.
I like that.
It's awesome. So Matthew Stafford's going to join us here in a minute. Kirk, as we get ready for this, what is it like going into that first preseason game? Because I'm sure there are jitters the first time you go on the field, especially here, a bunch of young guys. What's that night like as they get ready to head out onto the field at SoFi next week?
I'm not going to lie to you. The first time I went out for a preseason game, I was in tears. I was crying. I literally was crying in tears. I remember the great Hall of Famer Warren Sapp said, "We got a middle linebacker over here crying. He ain't took a snap yet." But it was true. I was emotional.
You were crying out of nerves, or you're crying out of emotion?
It was emotion.
Yeah.
North Turner, who was my head coach who drafted me, literally, I'm calm, I'm cool, and we're going down the tunnel in Oakland, and with the Raiders, obviously, and he said, "Hey, man, we drafted you for this reason. Go out there and have a fly." And I was so focused on playing that he took me out of my focus. He took me out, and then I opened up to what I really accomplished. Here I am as a kid growing up, going to Raider games at the Coliseum, and all of a sudden I'm running out of the tunnel that I saw players throughout my youth playing for and dreaming, man, one day that could be me. Who knows?
Yeah.
And I was literally about to do that. So I came out literally in tears, crying. I mean, dudes making fun of me. And then you go out there and you just go play. You go play football. It turned into a regular game. Yeah. It's just that, you're in a different uniform.
The stakes are so much higher.
Stakes are so much higher. Luckily, I was drafted at a position where I would have some opportunities to have some little slack in the rope a little bit. But it was a fun opportunity. I remember going up against it was Kurt Warner and the Arizona Cardinals, my first game. So
right.
Remembering going out there early in that game, and I learned something that day. In a zone drop, when you hear the zone drop of cover 3,
right,
you make sure you stay 2.5 yards outside of the hash mark, 10 to 12 yards deep.
Yep.
And whatever you do not go for the underneath route. They put the underneath route there for a reason, because they want to entice you. It looks so good, looks delicious.
Mm-hmm.
But to quote Nick Saban, the head coach at Alabama, it's rat poison. Because as soon as you jump, the rat poison.
Yeah.
That's when they run the route right behind you, 12 to 15 yards.
Yep.
I learned that because Larry Fitzgerald caught a 12 to 15-yard dig on me. Happened in my first preseason game. I still remember it to this day, and it never happened again.
Do you remember plays like you remember?
Correct. Always.
You're not like McVay, though. McVay, he'll tell you what happened in the third quarter of the Arizona game last year.
I'll put it like this. I'll save this question, too. I'll ask Matthew Stafford.
Yeah.
Tell me the throw you wish you had back. Every quarterback has a throw. They're like, oh, my God, I can tell you this one. It may be from high school, Pop Warner, middle school. I mean, there's probably a throw that I know he would probably wish he had back, or he could have had a better opportunity. That's one that I definitely would say, for me, I remember those types of plays. I remember those moments. So
Yeah. And I tell you what, you look at this team, and last year they did not have Matthew healthy for much of the season. They did not have Cooper Kupp healthy for most of the season. It's really a different team with those two guys there.
I mean, those two guys had one of the greatest seasons we've ever seen in NFL history. Cooper Kupp broke records that were Jerry Rice. Come on, man. That's though we're talking about those types of records that you saw from a Montana to Rice, Steve Young to Rice, and Cooper Kupp and Matthew Stafford had those same type of numbers, same type of stats that rode them all the way to the Super Bowl. And to think about the Rams' final drive, you were there, Super Bowl 57, or 56. You remember that final drive was magic.
Oh yeah,
that was all Stafford and Kupp. That was nobody else.
Well, if you think about it, that whole run. That whole, the Tampa
Bay
Bay
game,
yeah. For the love of the game, throw down the middle of the field.
I love it.
mean, seriously,
that was poetry, man. That's what football's all about. That's what you're always going to remember, and that's what I think I'm excited about the most of seeing those two guys back.
Yeah. And, of course, Aaron Donald is back as well with a very young defense, and you wonder how much of the role of some of these guys is mentoring and bringing guys along and that kind of stuff. There's a bunch of young guys.
Yeah, it's, the one thing that I keep hearing from Coach McVay, you hear it in his press conference, you hear it from a lot of guys, there's pillars to the team.
Yep.
When you have pillars, those guys elevate. I think that if you look at this, and I'll compare this to the Lakers.
Yep.
LeBron James can only do so much.
Yep.
But he's a pillar.
Sure.
And how many guys has he elevated over the years since he's been there?
Right.
And Austin Reeves. Think about all the players who, when they have left Los Angeles, have gone out and got bigger contracts or gone elsewhere. That's all because of LeBron James. His play and his knowledge has helped along the speed of some of these other guys.
Yeah.
So you have to be important in order to do that.
Correct.
And one question.
Hang on a second, Pepe, because I think Matthew Stafford is rolling up right now.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And his time will be limited. He just finished doing something with J.B. Long. As the Rams have wrapped up practice for a Saturday, and we are live at UC Irvine at Rams training camp.
Yeah.
And joining us right now is the quarterback who led the Los Angeles Rams to a Super Bowl championship, Matthew Stafford. Matthew, how you doing, man?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Good to see you.
Good to see you, too.
So how you feeling?
I feel great.
Yeah?
Feel good, which is really nice. Battled through some stuff the last couple of years, and it's nice to be out here throwing it around, having fun at practice, getting to run around, just trying to keep up with these young guys.
I love the new group of guys that you have to work with. Obviously, your chemistry that you've had with Cooper Kupp, Van Jefferson, but a lot of new guys within that wide receiving group. How's that chemistry coming along?
It's been good. This is the time of year to build that kind of thing. We have a ton of reps right now. Guys are kind of filtering in and out. I'm getting reps with all sorts of guys, and all those guys are doing a great job trying to do the best they can to, learn what we're trying to do on every single play, and go out there and play fast and physical. And it's been a lot of fun getting to work with them.
So we've talked a little bit about this today, but the offensive line last year was obviously, lots of different combinations. This year, Steve Avila is there. Logan Bruss, who was hurt last year, is back there. What does this offensive line group look like to you?
Yeah, there's a lot of depth. Guys that played meaningful football for us last year are back in here, and those reps are going to count. Those reps help kind of speed along their learning curve, and that's been great for us. And there's constant competition up there, which is great. All those guys care for each other, pull for each other, out there competing, trying to be as good of players as they can be while helping each other out. And, that's what this time of year is about, figuring out, who's going to play where and what kind of team we're going to be about. And it's been a good start.
When people say Matthew Stafford, the first thing that comes up, good quarterback, great quarterback, Super Bowl champion, but toughness. And I know it was tough last year having to sit out due to injury, but what did you learn? What did you see within the offense? And what did you say, I can't wait to attack this offseason?
I think the biggest thing you learn anytime you're out is just, what the game means to you, how much you care about it. It was a tough time, and I hate not being out there, but I know that when I'm on the grass in between the lines, I have a whole lot of fun. And there's a lot more to playing this position or playing this sport than just, the 2 hours that you guys see every single day. And that stuff's tough, and that stuff's hard, and each year it gets a little bit harder, to be honest with you. But you put the pads on, you go out there and play and compete. I have as much fun as anybody. So I think just missing that and realizing how much you miss it, puts a lot of things in perspective and got me going for this year.
New offensive coordinator, Mike LaFleur, is here now. Talk about building that relationship with a new OC.
That's been really good. I think, Sean and I still talk a bunch. Mike's done an unbelievable job bringing some of the stuff that he's done in the past, at different places and trying to integrate it into what we do. It's a really fun room I get to be in. The quarterback room is filled with with a bunch of really good coaches. Zach Robinson's in there. He's doing a great job for us as well. So it's a fun room. We got some young guys, learning the position at the pro level who had a lot of success in college, and Rip's doing a nice job as well. So it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of work, but Mike's doing a great job.
You've won a Super Bowl. You've had so many memorable throws, and I want to ask you this question: the throw that you wish you had back, and the one that you remember the most.
Oh man, the one I remember the most probably that didn't cut the Cooper in the Super Bowl was a big one. That was a cool one. Yeah. That was an awesome one. One I want back.
High school, college. I always say quarterbacks. They always remember the one I wish I could have back.
Yeah, I'm just flashing through too many of them right now to give you one. There were a couple other throws in that Super Bowl. The 2 picks were throws I want back as well. So I don't know. I'll go with one of those picks. You pick it.
Yeah. Tell us about Stetson Bennett, your backup this year. What is his game like? What's his temperament like? All that stuff.
Yeah, he's doing a nice job. He's a really talented kid. Can move well in the pocket, out of the pocket, throws it really well from inside and outside of the pocket. He's just learning the program. He's a rookie, and I remember how I was as a rookie. There's a lot to learn, and this is a very complicated, complex offense. He's doing a really nice job of trying to soak it all up, and you can tell, he's probably most comfortable once the ball's snapped. There's a lot of stuff going on, a lot of things to say, a lot of things to know, and then when the ball's snapped, he feels, probably at home with the ball in his hand and ready to go make a play, and that's fun to see, and I think guys rally around him. He's going to give guys chances down the field, and they made some plays.
We've been playing a game up here. It's called Who Can Do It, Matthew, and look, you've been in the league 15 years. You've won a Super Bowl. You've played at the University of Georgia, all kind of success. But if you could describe your life in 3 words.
Oh, my gosh.
I know. I got it.
That's tough.
It's tough. 3 words.
My life in 3 words.
Yeah. Life, career, 3 words.
My life in 3 words. Busy. I'm grateful for it. And a lot of love. A lot of love in my family, a lot of love in my locker room. Just I feel that, and I'll try to give that out. So those would be the 3.
Yeah, your family's beautiful. We see them. We see Kelly on Instagram all the time, and we appreciate you coming over here, man. I'm so psyched for this year. I'm a season ticket holder. I don't miss any games. I'm really excited to see you back out on the field. So we appreciate you, and let's give it up for Matthew Stafford.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Thanks,
sir.
Appreciate it.
Good job, Matthew. Appreciate it.
Hey, can we grab a picture real quick before you take off?
This is the Rams Training Camp Special.
Hi, this is Matthew Stafford of your Los Angeles
just
Rams.
come back after the one
Training
spot,
Camp
okay?
Saturday Special with Steve Mason
Hey,
and Kirk
Chris, we're live,
Morrison.
by the way.
The home of Rams football.
Oh, we're live, by the way.
710 ESPN.
It's okay.
We took a live on-air picture. That was great.
No, that was
We're
good.
not on the air right now.
I don't say, but it was a dead air picture. I love it.
Yeah, well, that's what we did.
It was like,
It's okay.
what is going on? This is amazing.
KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today. 1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
ESPN these days.
Yeah. What up?
We do wacky and crazy stuff.
Yes.
We do bits.
Yeah.
We do live imaging.
Yes.
And sometimes we just stop to take a picture
Yeah,
because
how
you know
about
what?
that?
That picture is going to show up in award shows for the next 10 years. And everybody
Bowl
freaked
champion.
out. Oh, my God, what are they doing?
Right.
And to be honest, I thought you were going to keep talking and I was going to jump in.
Here's what I love, though.
That was fun.
So Matthew Stafford is here, and I'm like total fanboy. I'm like, oh, God, I can't wait for the season. And so I drop my mic, and then we all get in here for a picture, and then Morales drops his mic and gets in for the picture, too.
Right.
Well, I thought it was going to be weird.
You were supposed to keep the ball bouncing in the air.
I thought it would be weird to keep talking while I'm trying to get in the picture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pepe,
So
turn
did
on your
Mason.
mic.
So did
Pepe,
Mason.
turn on your mic.
That
21,
Yeah.
and it was like, can I get as many followers as Mace in like a month? I don't have as many followers as him, but I'm close.
So Lindsay's at 17.9 thousand.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
What's that
Way
Mace at?
17.9. I think I'm slightly behind. If I'm
No.
not mistaken.
18.7
Oh, I
thousand.
do have a slight
You're ahead
lead.
of me.
So
You're
let's
ahead of me.
start it now.
Yeah,
Oh, no.
let's start.
Oh, no.
Follow at
Lindsay-
Venice Mace.
Oh, at Lindsay Baseball.
At Venice Mace. I'm on Threads too.
I don't think anybody else is
I
anymore.
don't really use Threads. I used it for a minute, and then I was like,
Yeah.
wait a minute. Why?
I think everybody did.
Why am I doing all of this? It's like
too
three
much.
different
It was
things.
too much.
No,
Yeah,
I've just gone
no.
back to Xing everybody. I don't,
Yeah, it's
just-
X.
I'm back on
It's
X. Back on X.
But do you
Back
think
on
we
the
should
X.
call it X, Mace? I think we're going to always call it Twitter, right?
Yes.
No, he says call it X.
But
You're
what about
supposed
his
to-
promos
That's your
and
boy.
stuff?
You're supposed to call it X.
My boy.
Yeah, you and Elon.
I'm a big supporter of be able to say whatever you want. Yes.
Me too.
So we're still calling it Crypto.com Arena, correct?
We still are, yeah.
So,
Wait, because there's nothing wrong with crypto. Crypto's over 30,000. Bitcoin's over $30,000. Right?
So on X, you still have the little thing that makes you special?
The check mark.
The check mark.
check.
Oh yeah, I ended up. The station gave me a check mark on X.
Did you hear though that Elon has caught on to like the idea that people are kind of like embarrassed or don't want people to know that they paid for verification? So now they made it so you can hide it.
Yes.
You can actually hide your verification if you want to.
So for a
I'm
while
not- I'm
there,
not
you,
paying anything.
for a while you click on the check mark. It says basically this person bought this check mark. Now it doesn't say anything, so
Right.
people think you're verified, even though you just paid for the check mark.
Which makes it even more confusing.
Such scammery.
Yeah, the
Such
whole thing.
scammery.
The whole
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
Just quick money grab.
Are
that's
you
all.
big on there?
Yeah, I'm okay. I'm pretty decent on there. Probably about 250.
Yeah.
250.
Whoa,
250?
Kirk, that's definitely like more than
Seriously?
anyone
On the
at the
X.
station.
Yeah,
You're
on the
big
X.
on the X.
The IG, not as much.
Wait a minute. You might be the most followed
He is.
person on our air.
You
He
may
is, for
be.
sure.
I don't know. Check it.
And the way he said
266.3.
Oh, 266.3.
Let me check Ramona. That's a
Ramona,
lot. I
I
think
think
you have
might
more
have
than
more.
Ramona.
Okay.
I think Ramona's in
No,
the
Momo
400.
got
No,
a lot.
you're right. Ramona's got 423.
Yeah,
Almost got
423 with Mo.
Almost dropping. She's dropping.
She's
news.
close to $500,000. That's like
Yeah.
Woj numbers.
Pepe, how about you? How's your X game?
The X.
I don't want to say anything.
No, you don't say anything.
No, because
you
I don't
wanna
have.
respond?
I hardly have anybody.
Yeah.
Pepe's got a cool 4K.
Pepe, you tweet me back.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
And I tweet
Morales.
Chris,
does, yeah.
anybody.
Morales, how many do you got?
I'm
Nothing.
nice.
Mr. I'm
I'm
Mr.
nice
I'm
with
everything.
everybody,
3,000
not like you
3,000.
guys.
Hold on.
Okay. I'm nice with everybody.
Yes, you are.
Everybody.
Nice with that.
Pepe's so nice that he is the only person who commented, "Nice job, Lindsay," on my Macarena dance the other day that Carlo insisted on posting.
There you go.
Thank you,
See?
Pepe.
There you go.
I saw the Macarena dance on the social.
Yeah, no one else. They were
Was
like,
that on X?
Yeah. Beto said he didn't remember how to do it. How do you not remember how to do the Macarena?
I don't
really
remember the Macarena. No, I don't remember.
You really don't?
Dun, 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 dun,
You do it
dun,
again?
dun.
Kirk knows
Oh,
it.
Kirk knows it.
No,
Oh, no,
you missed the head.
Missed the head.
And then the front.
The hips.
There you
Yeah,
go.
Oh, there you go.
Hey,
Macarena.
Macarena.
Yeah, it was a good jam.
Right on time.
Yeah.
Right on
Gotta
time.
know how to do it, man. You
Yeah.
can't- you
No,
can't
that
go
was
down to
that was
the,
a big one-hit wonder.
The beaches at in Pacific Beach. That's where see me down there dancing.
You still down there dancing?
Time to time.
Pacific Beach
Yeah.
down at PB?
Not anymore.
No.
I've kind of aged out.
Yeah, you've aged out.
I've
of
aged
PB?
out. Yeah.
Cappy's still there.
Oh yeah,
No.
Cappy's definitely there.
Cappy's more down Ensenada. I'm
Yeah,
not Ensenada. It's Encinitas. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Carl's
he's
bad.
more Encinitas.
As you go down the beach, it gets a little older. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Encinitas though
Yeah.
that's one of my favorite spots in South. South
Cappy's
LA.
Or age appropriate.
Yeah.
Cappy's the mayor of Del Mar.
Oh
Correct.
my God, it's
By far.
Del Mar
unbelievable.
is the mix. It's
Seriously,
the
the
mix of all of it.
security guards just part the sea for him. He just walks wherever the hell he wants there. It was unbelievable.
I've seen it before.
And
I was like,
here's
wow.
the thing about. So I was offered a chance to buy into Cappy's horse syndicate
Yes.
thing, $20,000.
Syndicate thing.
He's got a horse that is a 2-year-old who's got a chance to go to the Kentucky Derby.
Okay.
So I'm like, for $20,000, I could be getting into the Kentucky Derby. I took it home for debate at my house with Juan. He said, absolutely not. Absolutely
Why?
not.
I can
Wise,
only imagine-
wise decision.
So you wouldn't be able to go to the Derby now, in terms of being in that circle.
Correct. I will never. I will not have a
I
horse.
mean,
at
it's
the
worth
Derby.
it just for that, isn't
there's
it?
no
It's worth it just
guarantee.
for going to the Derby, just to go and be into that. Like,
Yeah, I don't care
An
if you
owner.
finish last.
the
right?
owner. Yeah.
As an owner.
You just
Yeah.
wanna- I'm an owner.
You'd be
But-
like on pamphlets and stuff.
As Cappy says, it's a long way. By the way, I also use the horse. For years and years, I've been asking for a massage chair like John Ireland has. It's $10,000, okay?
Okay.
So I've
Probably
got
worth it.
no. So I used Cappy's invitation in a very cool way. I said, hey, can I buy into this horse thing for $20,000? He said, absolutely not. And I said, well, let's compromise. How about the massage chair? And he said, yes. So I'm in on the
You got
massage
it.
chair.
All good.
Which
All
I've
right.
been waiting for.
So Juan is like the Rachel of your relationship.
Oh, yes, he is.
Okay.
He runs the show.
Rachel.
Yeah.
Yeah, can we call
I don't know if it
Yes.
feels the same.
Yes, it does. though.
Does it feel the same?
Yes, it does.
Hey,
When-
Juan. It does.
No, I got to. No, that is how I do it, right?
Yeah.
That's Rachel.
Hey, Rachel. I'm sorry, Rachel.
Yeah. How much listening to the station do you do, Kirk?
I do a lot.
Yeah, do you?
Yeah, I do a lot.
What's your favorite show? Do you like Mason and Ireland? Are
I
you
love,
more of a Sedano and Cap guy?
He
or
comes
you
on
more Travis
weekly
and
with
Sliwa?
Sedano and Cap.
Yeah,
during
I know, but
football
that doesn't mean he listens.
I do. I like all the shows. I'm really into that that the Lakers show on Monday nights with Sliwa.
Host of the year, Alan Sliwa.
That's
No,
very
I-
good.
Why you guys
Yeah.
laughing? Jack?
Very good answer.
I love Sliwa's Laker talk.
Oh, he's great.
Because I don't know if it's more of he's explaining or he's venting.
It's a little bit of both.
Or
you
he's
ever
like
watch
trying
it
to
on
talk.
YouTube?
Yeah, he's like trying to talk himself off the ledge. He's like, "Hey, yo, look, Laker fans, I don't know what they're doing. I don't know, man. I mean, look,
This is amazing.
Great
And going in
impression.
so many promos.
Oh,
I don't know
God,
what's
that's
going
good.
on. I mean, this is I'm like, so
No,
it's
here's-
funny. He's watching. It's
Here,
funny.
how does he start the show?
Yeah.
Hey, Lakers fans, we'll go for an hour tonight. Like, all right. Do it, Kirk.
I can't do it.
Come on,
right now.
do
I'm
it.
laughing.
You have it. You have it.
It's funny. Though. I always tease Sliwa about that, though. It is part of his thing because I can always go to. If you ever just want to watch a Laker game, he's a great follow during the game.
Oh, yeah.
He's just great.
Yeah.
Because I feel like he's not an analyst. He's like
He's a little bit emotional.
He's a fanalist. Is there a fanalist?
A fanalist.
He's
It's a
fanalist.
great way to describe
He's
it.
a
A
fanalist.
fanalist.
Hey, yo, Laker fans, what are we thinking right now? What's going on right now?
That is so good.
Yeah, it's
so
like
good.
like you go back from him and Trudell. You get a little Mason there. Everybody has their takes on
Jovan,
it. Yeah.
Jovan
Jovan
Buha.
Buha.
Yeah.
Oh, that's Sliwa's favorite guy.
Yeah. Jovan.
If Slee could do a show with him, he'd be happy forever.
Slee and Jovan, that show would go.
Slee is fun to watch Lakers games with, though. Like I sat next to him in the spot up in the row,
Yep.
Yeah.
and he's actually like I enjoyed watching games with him.
See, I don't like watching games with him because he never shuts up. Talk. I'm trying to watch the game here, Slee. I don't
Don't watch a
need
Rams
your
game with me.
takes.
Don't watch a Rams game with me.
Oh no,
Mace likes quiet while watching.
I had this with
I'm
Morales
talking.
where he and I went to a Dodger game somehow. I don't know why it was, and we were somehow visible on camera. Morales never shut up. Yabber, yabber, yabber. yabber.
Aren't you supposed to be personable when you go to a baseball game together?
I'm supposed to be watching a baseball game.
You mentioned that you guys went to the FC game and he couldn't stop talking.
No,
that was
LAFC.
LAFC.
Yeah,
LAFC. But I did it on purpose then for the bit.
Yeah, no, he's brutal. Lindsay, you and I have been to a baseball game together.
Yeah, you did not talk the whole time.
No, I didn't. I'm not a talker.
You're into
You
it.
talked during the entire
You're a
Rams
bad
game?
guy, Mace.
Not necessarily.
Yeah,
I just
I'm a bad
I see so much happening.
Yeah.
And I get excited.
Yeah.
I'm getting excited.
Now, I will actually talk to myself during a Rams game.
I got you.
Like before every snap, I say, "Let's go, Matthew Stafford. Let's go, Matthew Stafford." Every single time, let's go.
Have you seen a doctor or something?
No, I've not seen a doctor yet, but I probably should. It's a reflex.
Watch a game with Jackie Slater.
Oh, yeah?
Hall of Famer Jackie Slater with the Rams. You're supposed to be quiet in the press box.
Yeah.
He's not quiet. What the hell? What are we doing? wait, who was that? Jackie Slater's a great guy to watch a game.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's wrap this sucker up, huh?
Yeah.
Great show today. Kirk, awesome working with you.
I'm going to do this. I had so much fun today. I'll do it again tomorrow.
Do it with Travis tomorrow. Do it with Travis tomorrow. Pepe, it is always great to see you. Thank you for being out here
very
and for
much,
participating. Lindsay, wonderful job. Morales, great. Our entire street team, fantastic. You're on your way to
Angelo's Hamburgers in the city of Anaheim. Lindsay, myself, and Pepe.
Nice.
Whole onion on the burger today?
I don't know.
Whole onion.
We did a lot of onions this week.
Yeah, a lot of onions. A lot of onions.
No onions for me.
That's it for us. By the way, I'll be back on Monday with John Ireland at 1 o'clock. In the meantime, we've got something ESPN coming up next. 710 ESPN.